Greetings and welcome to the 1/6 Scale Man proudly presents Comic Book Talk with Friends. This is your boy Leo Rockwell, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. I'm happy you guys are here, and thank you for being patient with us. We did want to change the time because, like I said, I had to make sure that my bro got a chance to get home, get positioned, get comfortable, and get ready to chat. So definitely, man, thank you guys for sticking with us. It's going to be a great night, and you know what day it is. It's Comic Book Talk with Friends, and tonight we are preparing for what's to come in just a few days, and you already know what that is. Moonlight all day, every day. We've been waiting for this moment for the longest. And I know most of us on this panel, with the exception of one, he hasn't converted yet, but we're going to get him over. But most of us have been waiting for two words: hot toys.
Dude.
Yes, we've been waiting for that. We've been waiting for that. So check this out. So check this out. I'm going to bring this panel in, right? But I'm going to actually bring in the special guest first. You know him. You love him. If you haven't watched the John Campea show, if you haven't basically watched Robservation, if you haven't actually watched us on here constantly, this guy's a legend, a freaking legend, a beast, and a plethora of knowledge, especially when it comes to Moonlight. And if you don't believe me, watch tonight. So without further ado, my guy, come on, man. He is, I would say, the aficionado of coolness. My man, Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. Brother, how are you doing?
Lale, you honor me. Thank you for that. I can't believe that introduction, but thank you. No, how am I doing? Let me just tell you.
Yes.
I wrote a Moon Knight screenplay when I was in high school in 1984.
Yo.
But I've wanted to see. Here's the thing. I love Moon Knight. I was introduced to Moon Knight by my friend Shade Roop, who gave me Moon Knight was there was three back in the day, kids. There was what was called the direct sale market, which were comic book stores. Normally, comic books would come out on spindle racks, and then with the rise of comic book stores at the end of the 70s and the early 80s. Marvel decided to, and there were all comic books that were put out were under the authority of the Comics Code, the Comics Code Authority. So they had to be approved.
Yeah.
Now, comic book companies wanted to attack more adult subject matter.
Yeah.
So you had people like Frank Miller who did his miniseries Ronin. That was direct sale.
Yep.
And Marvel took three of their popular titles at the time to the direct sale market to add more mature content. And it wasn't necessarily sex and violence, but it was more just concepts that you didn't normally see dealt with in comic book pages.
Yeah.
And it was Khazar or Khazar, the Micronauts, and Moon Knight. And I think the first Moon Knight comic I was given, well, actually my friend Shade probably gave me the first 10 issues. Now this was the very first Moon Knight individual series. He'd appeared, his first solo appearance was in an issue of Marvel Spotlight that I've read over there. And then he had his debut in 1975 in the pages of Werewolf by Night.
Yep.
Number 32.
And then he was appearing in the backup in the Hulk magazine. And the Hulk magazine backup was the first time he'd been written by Doug Mensch and drawn by Bill Sienkiewicz. And then when they, I believe Moon Knight debuted in 1980, and Doug Mensch and Bill Sienkiewicz, I want to say it ran 30 issues.
Yeah.
29 or 30 issues. And the last two issues are two of my favorite comic book covers ever. Where it was the two Werewolf by Night covers. And that I don't remember exactly when. It was after issue 14, somewhere between issue 14 and I want to say maybe it was 21 or 22. It became a direct sale only book. So it became more mature. And then Bill Sienkiewicz left and was replaced by artist Kevin Nolan. I believe it ran 38 issues, that first volume. That was my Moon Knight. And Moon Knight was very much a Batman. It was always criticized as being a Batman clone. But the difference was at the time, so Moon Knight was a guy named Mark Spector. Who was a mercenary. You know, they were plundering a tomb. He worked for a guy with a skull tattoo on his face named Bushman. And Bushman betrayed him, and he was left for dead in an Egyptian tomb. And the moon god Khonshu, Mark Spector believed, or Khonshu revived him, but Khonshu, you never knew in this first series. He inspired him, but Khonshu wasn't like a real being. He was just a statue, and so Mark Spector created different identities. He created Stephen Grant and Jake Lockley, and Jake Lockley was a cab driver, and Stephen Grant was a millionaire playboy using his plundered money and to become a Bruce Wayne character. And then there was Moonlight, the do-gooder that was inspired by Khonshu, the Egyptian god. So in the original version, it was very much a film noir type superhero story, but Moonlight was like Batman. And then unfortunately, or fortunately, Moonlight over the last 42 years has been constantly reinvented. Constantly reinvented, and there's never been, in my mind, there's never been a definitive Moon Knight storyline, because he's constantly being and Khonshu is now a real god and an entity that exists in the Marvel universe. And then in 2014, the idea of him having multiple personality disorder and all of that stuff was brought in, and very effectively. I mean, at one point, Moon Knight thought he was he thought he was Wolverine. At one point, and they brought in that dissociative identity disorder. So what I find very interesting about, I've always loved Moon Knight. I want to see a Moon Knight movie for 40 years. What I find interesting about this series is it looks like, I wouldn't say this about any other superhero, but they've distilled all of these elements into a new vision,
a new iteration
of the character that incorporates elements throughout Moon Knight's mythology. And I find that, people are like, well, Rob, don't you think it's wrong that they're doing all this? And I'm like, no, man, because first of all, it's an adaptation. And the version of Moon Knight I fell in love with is 40 plus years old. And
he's a constantly in flux character.
In flux character. He was part of the West Coast Avengers. And they were never good. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they've done, because even people have said to me, well, Rob, he's like wrapped up like a mummy. And I'm like, but that's kind of cool, because in the second iteration of Moon Knight, he had not a moon crest on his chest. He had an Ankh, on his chest. If you're a Logan's Run fan, you know what an Ankh is.
Exactly.
So there, to me, and then there's Mr. Knight that was introduced in 2014, and the tuxedo and all that. So to me, it looks like Marvel has taken all of these things. They've leaned into the dissociative identity disorder aspect that came out way later in the character's history. So I'm deliriously excited for this. And I'm like, look, man, it's not going to be the Moon Knight I was reading when I was 14 years old.
No,
it's something totally different, and I'm totally stoked for it, and I can't wait.
Definitely, man. And the thing is, it's like that iteration, the iteration that we've gotten back then, like it's like, and like you've already expressed, reading Moon Knight from his, conception then, and then watching over the years, because it was like originally when he was released, there was a period then whereas we had no Moon Knight because they had nowhere to take the character,
right?
And then when he was reinvented and they gave him the personalities, that's when it became interesting. You know what I mean? And then we had to also look at the simple fact they were on the verge of making him like this meta type, superhuman, individual, until they scaled that back down and made him more, realistically human for us to kind of, whatever. So, and like if you read the iteration now, it's incredible. So again, like you said, I'm interested to basically see it. So yeah, man, thanks. Like I told you, y'all, this is Robert Meyer Burnett, and we're gonna get education.
Moon Knight dictionary, boy.
We straight up. We got him. We got also the next guy I actually want to bring on as well. My man, Vincent Dunn. Come on, man. Like to have both you and Robert Meyer Burnett on one show.
Look at that, and that's an
look
AO, man.
Look at that. Werewolf
by Night.
I love how you got the frame for your slab book.
I have slabs on my wall, and I have it in this room here when I'm not potting. It's usually dark. So I have a wall that I have some slab books on that are some of my favorite covers or mean a lot to me, or you know, I had when I was a kid or whatever, or just whatever. And that was definitely one of the books that I was a key, one of the key books, as they say in the collecting world. And that was one I definitely had to have. As you broke down a lot of his history. For those who don't know Moon Knight, just listening to you explain his history and how heavy and deep it is, it explains how happy I am that we got a TV show just to kick off his character as opposed to a movie. Because since I was a kid, I've always wanted a Moon Knight movie, and then once we got the better Netflix shows and the better Disney Plus shows, that desire switched to, I hope they do a TV show, because if there's any character that would probably lend himself better to a television show than a film, is the evolution of the psychosis of Mark Spector being able to breathe on a television show in a way that he never would get a chance to in a film, which would just rely solely on the action and the aesthetics and the elements that he brings. That is such a draw for people, kind of like a Boba Fett in a way, because that's one of the draws of Moon Knight. His character design is out of this world, and his character itself is difficult to master. So if you write a poor Moon Knight story, it's a horrible Moon Knight story.
And there was a lot of that.
Right. So that's why, as you mentioned, we had a lot of years of, new number one, oh, this is tanking. All right, let's give it a couple years. New number one, rinse and repeat over and over. And it's been very tough for Moon Knight fans who know just how good he can be when he's written well. And for Moon Knight fans like us, pretty much everybody on the panel and a lot of people in chat, we've wanted to see Moon Knight respected and taken seriously in the comics as well, not just get a show. But it's one of the reasons why it's been so long for him to get a show or a movie. This is a character that the average person doesn't know, because he hasn't even had really a cartoon presence. And, at least at some point, most characters who haven't made it to film yet have at least had a cartoon or something. And except for a few guest appearances, he hasn't had much.
No, I mean, he was in like, I have a Moon Knight 12 scale figure of Moon Knight that was the cartoon version. By the way, I have to, Latoya T, I have to apologize. I just want to say, listen, there's no cause for any kind of violence. And this morning I was wrong. John Campia made fun of my beard, rightfully so.
Wow.
And I told him to get my beard out of his mouth. And,
wow. We're going there.
Because of that, Latoya, I just want you to know I'm going to play the Cocoa Tulip ad in
We
front of all
are
my shows,
going
because I've been
there.
gone most of March and I owed you March, so I'm going to give you all the way to the end of April.
That is hilarious.
I'm gonna play the Cocoa Tulip promo
That's
until the
hilarious.
end of April before all of my shows. So there was no cause for violence, Latoya.
Just
That's
don't
hilarious.
I
go
feel
August.
terrible that I would have disrespected you, because I promote your product, which is wonderful.
That's hilarious.
And the way you dress, Lael, I wish all men had a stylist the way he does.
Definitely.
And I'm very sorry I struck John Campia today. I'm very sorry.
So we're all like super hyped for this. I can't wait. It's right around the corner. It's finally here, and
Tomorrow night at midnight.
Man, this is definitely one I'm going to be, either up early for or staying up through. It's a bad weather day Wednesday too, so I'll be watching it the second here in PA anyway. The second I'm able to. I'll be definitely watching it. So I'm beyond excited for it. It's Moon Knight, yo. I mean, I remember when we were trying to get Spider-Man, and I'm telling people I want to see a Moon Knight movie. Everybody just looking at me like I'm crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, it's in high school. I was combining issue 1 of Moon Knight with issue 25, which was the Black Spectre story.
Yes.
And of the original run, I loved. It was a double issue. Issue 25 was a double issue, where there was a political candidate running for the mayor of New York, who was kind of the anti-Moon Knight. He used his alter ego, the Black Spectre, to infiltrate and control the New York underworld.
Yeah.
So the same way, and so they were opposite sides, and he the Black Spectre completely discredited Moon Knight,
That's dope.
and it was really cool. It was kind of
That's
like the Apocalypse Now storyline when Kingpin finds out who Matt Murdock is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at the end of that first episode, when Matt Murdock goes home to his house and his tenement building comes down and their Daredevil costumes are, and he's like, "You shouldn't have signed it, King."
Yeah.
Awesome.
And see, that's the thing. Like, one of the best runs was with the Black Spectre. I loved that book. You know what I mean? It was. Ooh, Rob dipped out a second. He'll be back in just a second. While he's out, really quick. I think his computer went out, but he'll be back in just a second.
Yeah.
I wanted to give my man, Mr. Jedi Kid, who seems to be relishing over something that took place yesterday at the Academy Awards. I'm pretty sure you're excited about this, brother. Justice League.
I had to do it. I know it's a Moonlight night, and I can't wait for the show either. But the part that WB cut out of the film, Flash going through the Speed Force, guess what? It won an Oscar last night. How about damn that? How about that? I do not think the Snyderverse is done after yesterday. I just don't. I think it's going to be a Discovery stepping stone to build on. And I think we're going to have more Zack Snyder directing again. I cannot wait. And he went for Army of the Dead too. Like, come on.
Yeah.
He had a great night last night. But getting back to Moonlight, I'm so sorry. I had to do that. I'm so sorry. I had to do that. I cannot wait, bro. This is one. I just got into Moon Knight, I think like 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
I think I got like 10 books or 11 books
Sorry
from Moon
about
Knight.
that. I dropped my mouse.
I've always looked at him as the Marvel version of Batman, kind of sort of him and Daredevil. Yeah. And it's gonna be dope to see this take of him with a series that can break down more of him. But I want to learn more about him anyway. So to have a whole series out with each episode is breaking down more and more and more about the character, I can't wait for that, bro. And I want to see him fight the Werewolf by Night. That's going to be so. Is he on the movie in the show too?
I don't know. It's funny. I interviewed on the Designing Hollywood podcast. I interviewed a guy named Donald Lamoat, who is Oscar Isaac's makeup artist. And what was really funny was they were shooting in the Czech Republic. And it was funny because when we were talking, I talked about his whole career. He worked on Dune. I go, dude, you're working on Moon Knight. And of course he couldn't really say anything, but he said to me, it was very funny. He goes, so are you a fan of Moon Knight? Because, we wonder as we're all working on the show, and even Oscar's like, does anybody know who Moon Knight is? And I'm like, bruh. I go, are you kidding? And I reached over and I grabbed a Moon Knight bust. I'm showing him this stuff, and I go, we're so excited. You don't understand. And he's like, oh, well, I'll tell Oscar that. And I ran into him at a screening of Dune here in Hollywood on the Warner Brothers lot. And we said hello. He's like, I am so glad that you were so enthusiastic about Moon Knight, because I went and told everybody the next day that I met this guy in the States who interviewed me for the show, and he can't wait for Moon Knight, and he knew all about Moon Knight, and he can't believe it. And it's so exciting. He goes, thank you so much for telling me that. So, but the fact is, Kevin, you know who knew? Kevin Feige.
Of course.
Feige, exactly.
Like he knows everything.
I hope he gets a hot toy, bro, with his face this time, bro. Oscar Isaac deserves a hot toy, bro.
He will. He definitely
Star
will.
Wars did him so dirty.
I think they're going to do two. I think they're going to do the Mr. Knight tuxedo
version. Knight tux, yeah.
And I'd love to see a Moon Knight 2-pack with both of those figures.
You know what's crazy? I was always such a huge fan of the look of Moon Knight's suit that for years and years I was always so adamant that if they ever did do a movie or TV show, God, I hope they don't mess up the suit and try to be fancy with it. Like when they do a suit for a film, they can add more detail, like Black Panther, there's extra details, Superman suit, Daredevil suit. No one just wears straight up spandex like the comics. And I'm thinking if they do his suit, I hope they don't try to make it their own and just add a whole bunch of stuff. It's cool because it's all white. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then when Mr. Knight came out, I'm like, watch. If there's a Moon Knight movie, they're going to do the damn tuxedo instead of his
Yeah.
cape and everything that's going to ruin it. And it's like, I want to see David Finch's Moon Knight, not the Mr. Knight Moon Knight. And then that promo shot came out, and I was like, oh, okay, that might be cool too. Like
that suit
that's
is
pretty
dope,
that
bro.
you know, that suit looks like, I mean, and it's probably will be for just like a part of this, you know, part of the season or just one episode or whatever. But it clearly shows that they're gonna, like, again, let it breathe and explore each personality and each, you know, little pieces from each of the story. And there's so much source material to unpack that I just can't wait to see the different things that they're able to do with it. But yet, at the crux of his look, we're going to see the, you know, the old school suit with their twist on it, but it's still all white. It still has that, you know, one of the most important things about Moon Knight is, you know, I want you to see me coming, and there's nothing
the Egyptian feel too, bro. That white,
I want you. I'm all
wrap.
white. I'm not hiding. I'm not Batman sneaking around in shadow. I'm coming right at you, and you're screwed.
I want to see his personalities, bro.
Yeah, I think we're going to get there real quick. Let me recognize this real quick. We got a new member to the channel. Thank you very much, Anthony Karavis. Anthony, thank you for becoming a YouTube member to the channel. Yes, memberships are now up on the channel. You can become a member of the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. Let's just simply clicking on, you'll actually see a couple of different perks that you get, different tiers. So definitely do become a member. It's exciting. I'm so happy. So do that. Thank you very much for that, Anthony. Yes. So yeah, we're going to basically dive deep in because y'all, you know, I mean, pretty much y'all sound as excited as I am. And that's why I wanted this panel on tonight, because we are about to go nuts. But before we get there, there's a couple of things I want to do really quick, is mainly address the chat, everybody that we actually got coming in tonight. We got my man Winman 42, thank you for coming through. Skylar Moore, my baby, my daughter, my firstborn, thank you for basically being here. Latoya T, thank you for basically being here. Dockinator, Two Ferns, Charlie the Unicorn. We got Raleigh Reviews, my guy Raleigh, thank you for being here. Cam's Collection, my guy Collection, my guy Cam, Killer Cam, thank you for being here. Mark P, Anthony, of course, Anthony Karavis, Arun and Nadin, thank you for basically being here. We have, let's see here, Blood Sport, my guy, thank you for basically being here. I said Charlie the Unicorn, as always. JP Noble, we have Tumar Baines in the building, thank you for basically being here. Malika Mabane, Cody Franklin, my man Malika, yes, thank you for basically being here. Luminar 843, thank you for being in the building. Luminar. Yes, thank you for actually being here, Luminar. Linda's in the building. Amber Moore. Amber, thank you for coming through. Brother Cousins, thank you for basically being here. The Space Pimp is in the building. Who else we got here? Let's see. Daryl Smith is in the building. Thank you for coming through, man. KG the Collector, thank you for being here. Renz Talentino, Artist Supreme, thank you for basically being here. Man, yes, we got quite a few that actually has been coming through. Exactly. So he said, hi, Amber. That's funny, man. But yeah, Willie Tuna, thank you for being here. Chua, thank you for basically being here. I do appreciate that. So yes, you guys are in for a treat tonight. Now, before we dive in and deep dive into Moon Knight, I wanted to kind of talk about something else. I want to briefly touch on the events that have actually happened within the last 24 hours. Something that you know, basically transpired last night. And you might be wondering, well, what does the Oscars and last night's fiasco have to do with comic book talk with friends? Well, to be quite honest, it has plenty to do with it, by one individual name. And we are talking about Miles Morales. Now, why am I bringing up Miles Morales, and why am I associating that with the Oscars? Here's the reason why. William Smith has a son. His son's name is Jaden Smith. Will Smith's actions last night, deem them right or wrong, it's based on your perception of it. We're not going to deep dive into that. Again, it happened. We can't basically sit up here and cry over spilled milk. It happened, so we're moving on forward from it. But his son, whether people know it or not, has been interviewed, and actually he went up for a role. I guess he sat down with Marvel, and I guess there's plans in motion possibly that he would, we don't know yet, but could possibly become Miles Morales live action. We don't know it, but he did sit down, and we can't even speculate to know if that was the role he was up for. but we know that there's been, highly speculated. So he could become the new Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. In light of what actually happened last night, yeah, comments were basically made, apologies were made, both sides, Chris Rock and Will Smith apologized. So we're able to basically move forward from that and say, okay, whatever happened, happened. Let's move forward. Now, Jaden Smith on Twitter, I don't know if it was based off of raw emotions or just the simple fact that, of course, family's family, and you're going to support your
This
family.
is mom and dad. Yeah.
That's his mom and dad. So he's going to stand up for mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
But he did get on Twitter and say, this is what we do. Now, we know the House of Mouse. We know that basically they own Marvel right now, at least the MCU.
The MCU, yeah.
Kevin Feige, the great Kevin Feige and everything. So we know that they don't condone discrimination, violence of any nature at all. And on top of that, like I said, they want to wipe their ledger clean. No red marks at all. That itself, based on association, could be deemed an act of violence. And on top of that, he is supporting that act by him saying that. Now, with that being said, again, all things subjective. He wasn't my first choice for Miles Morales, but hey, if he can pull it off, so be it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wasn't my first choice. There's so many other out there that could actually do it. But anyway, if it is in fact him, okay, we're just going to rock with it and roll. But could he have ruined his chances at picking this role up? And could Marvel look at this and say, you know what? We don't know. We don't want that smoke. We don't want to support that. We don't want that energy, whatever. I don't know. That's up for debate. Rob, I'm going to start with you first, and then we're going to move down the road. Seeing that this is basically what we've actually run into, and this thing happened last night. Again, all things subjective, people out there, I want y'all to basically know, had it been my wife, my fiance, I don't know what I would have done, and I can't speak for another man to say he should have done this, because in the heat of action, I don't know what I actually done. No doubt. And I'd have probably snapped. But at the same time, cooler heads had to prevail either way. We're talking about the Oscars. We're talking about his prestigious award, actually something that we fought long and hard to get to and to be recognized. So all things aside, could that have ruined his son's chances? Rob, what do you think?
Well, kudos to Will Smith, because he has done everything he can to help his son along in the business. He stood by his son. He's been a good father. They've been very active on social media. I'm going to flat out say this. I'm a huge fan of Will Smith. I fucking love Hitch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Watched Hitch.
Hell yeah.
One of the best movies, bro.
Yeah.
I love Hitch. I love Will Smith. I've loved him for a long time. I mean, I didn't watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because I just moved to LA. I was starting out my career and finishing up college. So I was parents just don't understand. And then I saw the DJ Jazzy Jeff. I was that, and then I missed The Fresh Prince. But by the time 1996 rolled around and he was smoking cigars while he's punching out aliens in Independence Day, I was a huge fan. I was a huge fan of Will Smith, and I really admired and respected the work he's done. And I have to say this, and people are going to come after me, because I kind of liked After Earth. Is it a great movie? No, but I'm partial to science fiction movies, even science fiction movies that aren't that great. Yeah. But I've always admired, and I'm a huge fan of Jada Pinkett Smith. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, and I liked her as Niobe in the Matrix sequels, and I even liked her coming back in Matrix Resurrections. I think that they made a tactical error by putting out whatever their unique marriage and their unique family life is in public. They should have look, clamp down on that, unless you're the Kardashians and you want to, monetize that. I think it's always best to keep your personal life personal, especially if you're in the Hollywood spotlight. But either way, I've actually met Will Smith one time at a screening a screening of Valkyrie, the Tom Cruise movie Valkyrie, early on a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been impressed with Will Smith. I've always liked Will Smith, but what happened last night was unfortunate all the way around. I mean, at the end of the day, this is one of the most watched programs worldwide, and there was a worldwide audience, and it was everybody. And I honestly believe that, now, to be fair, we have to go back to 2015 when there was the hashtag Oscars So White, and a lot of black actors in Hollywood did boycott the Oscars, and Jada Pinkett Smith was one of them. And Chris Rock, who was hosting, went after her.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He went after
the year
her.
before. Yep.
So there was a history of him going after Jada Pinkett Smith. And that's something I think needs to be taken into consideration and understood. But Chris Rock is a comedian, you know, that's his job. It's not like he was referring back to some of his old, you know, great comedy routines from the 90s. You know, he didn't suddenly start telling Will Smith to like put his money in books or something like that. It wasn't that bad. But it was it's still, I honestly believe that his joke was genuine. I don't think he was thinking about her alopecia, if he knew that or not, because she looked great. I mean, her to me, her close cropped head shave was a fashion choice, and in my mind, it was fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, she looked, pardon my French, but delish. She's a beautiful woman. She's hot AF, and I don't even know how old she is, but man, does she look great.
Right.
So I think, you know, when he was thinking
Many
about,
people agree.
Yeah, I think he was making a genuine joke, because for those of you who don't know, G.I. Jane starred Demi Moore. It's a Ridley Scott film, and she shaved her head for the role of G.I. Jane. And, you know, Jada Pinkett Smith, as she's a badass in the Matrix movies. Matrix Resurrection came out. I mean, she plays an older woman with longer hair in the movie, but still, I think the joke, I honestly think he was making I don't think he was slamming her. I think because he's joked about her in the past, she caught his eye, because she was front and center there. And comedians are always bagging on the people in the front rows. You know, they're always doing that. And I think he made a joke. And of course, Will Smith laughed. I mean, I don't want to, my analysis of it was that she expressed her discontent after he laughed, and he lost it. You know, he snapped, and it happens to the best of us. You know, it always happens. However, you know, that's when your animal brain, you need to intervene yourself and stop, because he had a lot of time to think about what he was going to do. He walked out onto that stage.
That was a 4-block walk.
He walked out. It was a long walk, and then he walked a long way back, and then he sat down and screamed at the top of his lungs, "Get your effing! Don't talk about my wife." You know,
he's going through something, man.
He said it twice, you know, and on the world stage. Now, this, by the way, as far as relations in this country go, this is going to be memed and talked about for years, if not decades. And the thing is, I think it's really unfortunate all the way around. But Jaden chiming in and saying that's the way we do it. You know, and I get it. You got to support your parents. I would expect nothing less. But that was him doubling down on bad behavior. And, you know, I appreciate him. So Disney, the question you asked is, do I think it affects his chances? Yes. Yes, it does. And I think if it didn't torpedo them altogether, I mean, I find this is going to be a cultural moment that we're going to discuss for a long time to come.
For a long time, man. Yep.
And you know, what does it mean? What does it say? Like, you know, I was saying, I had a number of friends of mine, black men, and Lael, you too, where I was watching your response to it on social media. And I didn't mean, when I said this on the John Campea show today, people were like criticizing me, saying like, "Oh, is that you?" Like, I don't think about people I know. I don't think about their ethnicity or their sexuality. There's friends of mine. But this was interesting because I didn't see this moment live because I was moving my stuff, and my phone blew up a little bit. And I'm like, what's happening? because I was checking in through Deadline and watching clips.
Yeah.
And this was like, I'm like, wait, what?
Mhm.
And when I go, what are you guys talking about? And a lot of them were upset. And when you saw afterwards, like Denzel and Tyler Perry, two of the most successful men in Hollywood, of any color, and Denzel has broke color grounds when he won for Glory, then Training Day, and Tyler Perry is one of the most successful producers who's ever worked in the entertainment business.
Yeah,
he has his own studio in Atlanta. The man's a genius,
yeah.
and they take him aside. And I kept thinking about Jamie Foxx telling the story about when he won his Oscar for Ray.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of an intervention in his life, and he tells a story. I think it's on the Howard Stern show or
about his grandmother and everything.
Yeah, but also how Sidney Poitier and Oprah, they came to his house. They're like, you got to calm down.
Yeah,
you got to chill the fuck out because you're representing all of us.
Exactly.
And there is a responsibility that comes with great power, Jaden.
Definitely comes
responsibility.
Responsibility, yeah.
And unfortunately, it doesn't matter if the world is fair or not, but you represent. We saw a watershed moment 2 summers ago. With what happened with George Floyd, and that still resonates. So when you're on the world stage, rightly or wrongly, and so does everybody. Like, I'm a middle-aged white male with one foot in the grave. I say one wrong thing, I'm gone, man.
Right.
I'm gone. I have a social media presence. I say something wrong, I'm out the door.
Right.
And I've experienced a little bit of it, and it's not great because your entire life will get tossed aside no matter what you've done.
It will.
So you just have to be careful. Do I think Will Smith can come back from this? Yes. Jaden, though, unfortunately, how they handle the next week or two is going to be crucial.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be crucial. And I don't know if Jaden is even the best person for the role, but I'm sure his father has lobbied for him, and his father probably said, if there's a live action Miles Morales movie, I'll play his father. Who knows?
Yeah.
And that's a package, man. I mean, Jaden Smith and Will Smith, it didn't work for After Earth, but it could work for, a Miles Morales Spider-Man movie. And Sony has a long-standing, there was this franchise, I don't know, Men in Black. That Will Smith, that made a lot of money for Sony. And so it's a difficult situation. It's a tough one. And look, I hope that I would like to see everybody move past this. I unfortunately, Will Smith is going to have to do a lot of capitulating and saying he's sorry, but I want to see him come through this because I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he had a bad evening.
Yeah. I think and the thing is, like, a lot of it culminated because of everything that happened, through history with the relationship and how that was publicized. And stuff like that. And I think it was a sweltering moment. Like I said, somebody actually said that, Chris Rock was the vessel or vehicle, or actually the culprit of, he was the, victim of that slap was aggression from everything else that was going on in Will's life. He just became the victim of it at that particular point.
He paid for all the shit going on in Will's life.
Exactly. That's what he did. And I mean, with that, and I even, like I said, I had to concede a little bit from what I was saying, because, like, again, I don't know what I would do, if someone would personally attack Toya like that. Now, and I don't even, like I said, I can't say it was a personal attack. It was just the wrong words at the wrong time.
A lot of raw negative energy on
wrong
his side,
words at the wrong time. And here's the thing, though, because look, and because I was when I was watching the John Campea show, Rob, Chris Carr said something that was interesting. She said that a lot of us, our first reaction is to laugh because you don't know if you're laughing out of sheer embarrassment or whatever.
Right.
And so he probably laughed out of embarrassment at the moment.
Yeah.
And then realized and
like,
looked at her face and was like, yo, that really hurt. Nah, fam. Like, I can't. And then he did it. But I think it was a knee-jerk reaction at that point. But I think at that time, though, you have to think, like, how do I defend my wife? Number one,
right.
If that had been me, live TV, or even if he had to get up, if he'd have walked over to Chris Rock shook his hand, brought him close with a hug, and said, "Look, my brother, my wife
What
is
you
going
said was
through
fucked
this,
up.
that, and the third, and what you said was foul. Because you please apologize." And I'm pretty sure Chris Rock would have done so. Or if he wanted to play it this way, Chris Rock makes the joke. You lean over to your wife, rub her head, and kiss it, and say, "You know what? I love her anyway, regardless." And just keep it moving. And if you got something to say it after the show. But he reacted. We can't, I can't take that back. But Jaden, after the fact, should have thought, okay. And he's not a teenager anymore.
No.
I think he's intelligent enough to know at this point, like, listen, our family is on blast. I gotta basically hold my tongue and not, react in ways. And I'm pretty sure it was just a couple of words. So who knows what he meant at that time? He could have said, "This is what we do," meaning like we win awards. He could have meant that. Nobody knows, but I'm pretty sure that based on everything that happened last night, those words were associated and pointed that way. You know what I mean? So again,
I'm still trying to think about how could anyone say anything bad about LaToya? Like what could anybody ever say about LaToya?
If she was a celebrity, everybody's gonna get roasted.
Everybody
gonna
limelight.
You're a celebrity.
They're gonna say something, bro.
He wasn't making a joke about some civilian housewife who he brought to the show. She's in show business, and everyone's so defending her, protecting her, like she's some innocent lamb that is above being roasted. When everyone in that audience has been made fun of the whole night, or at some other event, at some point, if you're a celebrity, you get a joke. If you're up there, you're probably telling a joke about somebody else. As part of the game, as part of the industry.
You're absolutely right about that.
If you don't want to be made fun of, you don't go to a show where there's going to be a comedian and sit in the front row.
I get that. I get all that. I get that, right? And I know it was a joke. I know he's a comedian. I know that's what he gets paid for. But it's just the alopecia thing, like I said.
Well, how do you know he knew she had it? I mean, she looks like she's shaving her head. It's not like it's bald patches.
No. The reason why it's shaved now, even, but it's trying to, she's trying to grow it back. But she talked about it.
But my point is, like, he might not have known. He might think she just shaves her head as a fashion choice.
He did, though.
True.
Even in his apology, he recognized and said that he kind of knew, like he
didn't apologize. That was a false. Chris Rock hasn't apologized yet. That was a fan who made up some shit. He hasn't said nothing.
Oh,
yet.
Really? Because
his publicist debunked it.
Oh, he did.
But
the only thing Chris has said was
I'm not pressing charges.
Him and Will have talked. He's not pressing charges, and he didn't know she has alopecia. That's the only thing his publicist has released.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, she talked about it on the red table. She talked about it.
I'm not saying that she hasn't put it out there,
right?
But I'm saying that it's very possible that Chris didn't know.
Because I'm not saying. And she's not, she's done things. She's not innocent. She's not an angel, like you said. But when it comes to,
I look at it as he was been drugged through the mud for being a simp and a cuck and all the stuff that everyone's called him over the past 2 years since that red table BS.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was
it's a build up
point where he felt like this was his chance to get his man card back. And instead of addressing August, or instead of snapping out on her, he felt not. Instead, I'm gonna go slap somebody half my side, where he can't fight me back because
he's been getting pounded.
Chris had to stop and think, if I swing back, what does this turn into? I have to just take it and laugh and be the bigger man. Will could have approached him behind the scenes and fought him then, where they could have either apologized or they could have rumbled, where they didn't have to worry about consequences. Chris had to worry about the consequences of hitting him back. So that was a sucker move to me.
Well,
I feel like she manipulated him into that situation and has been manipulating him. And I feel like he's in a constant flux of trying to prove that he's better than Tupac.
Wow. Bro, you took the words right out of my mouth. He's living in Tupac's shadow.
He's trying to
and he has Tupac been for years. And that's a sad situation, bro.
He has to pretend he's Big Willie so that way she'll like him. That's toxic, yo.
Right. And that's very sad to be in somebody's shadow like that. Tupac was larger than life, man.
Raise up Tupac, yo.
Right.
It'd be like happy anniversary. I mean,
listen. And I love Will Smith. I've been a Will Smith fan for years, bro. and all his accolades, all his movies, everything he's done for her and his kids and her mother, that still doesn't outshadow or get out of Tupac's shadow. And that's terrible, bro. That's mad amount of pressure.
But
you can
Leo,
see it
like,
in his face.
Yeah.
Even when he was yelling, bro, you can see the pressure in his face, dog. You know, like I feel for him.
At this point, after the James Gunn stuff and after everything that's going on with the world,
they're not gonna. They might not even put Jaden on, though.
This is not a child. This is not a regular child. This was a child raised in the industry who's had social media training. I am positive. Yeah. So I'm sure they're looking at absolutely everything that he's doing, and this isn't the first like knucklehead thing that he's done. And I'm sure that they're gonna go forward with a Miles actor. They want to make sure it's the most, potential issue kid. It's going to be like a scout at a combine, making sure that, the kid has never, got a detention,
done anything wrong
before.
Right.
They're going to look at they're going to go over his shit with a fine tooth comb once again, because of the additional political, sociological issues that come with the role of a black man in Hollywood and the stuff that is going to be under the microscope with him in further detail unfairly than anyone else has to do it. Because if there was two white people up there fighting, nobody would think about how it looks for the culture of white people getting on the stage that they fought so hard to finally break down barriers. And
you're a black man that won an Oscar in the same night.
So there's different. So unfortunately, there's different roles.
Also, remember, Will Smith has a show on Disney Plus. He has a National Geographic show called Welcome
he
to
sure
Earth.
Does. Yep.
And it's a really good show.
Great show.
I really like it a lot. And it's a tough situation. I mean, look, here's the thing though. We need to, as a society, have to get over pillaring people for the rest of their lives over one night, one bad
night, right?
And for whatever reason, the violence of it was shocking. But you know what? If it wasn't on the world stage at the Oscars, the Anthony who plays Homelander got drunk in a bar in Spain and assaulted some dude. Yeah. I mean,
but that's how you know that this. That's the funniest part of it, right? Is in the world stage in front of everybody.
Yeah, they locked him up, bro. He's locked up.
If they fought backstage, that's a 12-hour news cycle.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, there's video of it. It was broadcast live. What's funny too about, not funny, but ironically, it went out to the rest of the world uncut.
Yeah.
In America, we didn't even see the whole incident. We didn't see him sitting in his chair.
For most of us, that's how we found out it wasn't fake. Seeing the Australian version that was uncut. The way it was cut here made it seem like, I don't know, but seeing the unedited version, it was like, oh shit, that was real.
Yeah, that was real, and he was spicy, man. He was really angry.
He was human, bro, and
he was human.
Yeah, he was human, and that's the thing is like
I don't really love Jaden for the role anyway. So if this hurts,
me neither. To be honest,
the reason why he don't get it, but I feel like there's better
actors out there.
And here's the thing, though, we don't know as of right now. I mean, it hasn't been confirmed, so it's not the same. I mean, everybody right now, as far as we know, it's just a speculation.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but if it is, I'll rock with it and I'll basically move on. But it's not one of those things where. It can be, who knows? He could be a supporting actor in another role. We don't know yet. We just have to rock with it and move on. So we'll see. I think and to be quite honest, to cut it short, I just think that his actions will, gain a bit of consequence, and Disney will look at that and be like, well, yes, you're Jaden Smith, you're Will Smith's son, but at the same time, this is the House of Mouse. You don't make the rules over here. There are any actor has rules that need to be followed, and we don't condone such actions nor the support of such actions.
Exactly.
So you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, let's move on. And that could be an out for him. You know what I mean? So who knows? Like, if anything, if I was Will, I'd be like, hey, bro, you need to take that down. Like, you need to remove that. And you need to apologize if that's what it's meant, or specify what you were meaning, what you meant at that time,
and just switch it up a bit. Respond to that tweet with, and by that I mean winning Oscars, of course.
Yeah. Just say something like that,
right?
Yeah, he should say something right. You should have said the Oscar thing. Like, oh yeah, we that's what we do. I'm talking about the Oscars, the awards, not the fight.
I'm talking about dressing nice, of course.
You know, you know what I hope happens about all this is that we now live in a gotcha world.
Yeah,
where people thrive on this.
Yep.
And they want this kind of, as I like to call it, drama, DRAAAAAMA, drama, because we're so unfulfilled in other parts of our lives. And I would like to think that, yeah, this incident was terrible. It was played out on the world stage. But you know what? On the other hand, you have a humanitarian disaster in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
We have a conflict happening in Ukraine.
Yep.
And Will Smith got angry and got up, and at the end of the day, was his behavior bad? Certainly. But you know what? Really, he was trying to defend his wife, trying to deal with his personal issues or whatever. Do you really think Will Smith would do this again if the opportunity arose? No.
Not at all.
This was a one-time only thing, and I would love it. It's not going to happen, but I would love it if we could sit and we can all just take a breath and say, Will Smith has led a life publicly, performance-wise. He's a self-made man. He's got decades of a life. His marriage has lasted a lot longer, regardless of what kind of marriage he has. He's tried to keep it together. It's lasted a lot longer than most marriages in this country. And I would hope that at the end of the day, it was a bad situation. I'm not trying to absolve him of any kind of guilt or responsibility or anything like that. But you know what? There are more pressing matters in our world.
Exactly.
And I don't want to live in a world where I don't get to see Will Smith perform in movies anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
I would much rather see Will Smith continue to make great films, turn in the kind of performances he turned in Hitch, but also in Ali and in King Richard.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking about this just now, though, when you said
King Richard was amazing.
You brought up Hitch. If Jaden did actually portray Miles, it would be the perfect opportunity for Will and Eva Mendes to have another run and reunite in another movie, because they were together in Hitch. I can actually see them together.
That would be
dope.
What I mean?
That would be super dope.
Oh. Wow, I didn't even think about
if you think about it, you know what I mean? I could see something like that, both of them.
And Rob brought up Hitch. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you bring up Hitch and you look at it, it would make sense for them to kind of reunite in that role.
Hitch is such a heartwarming.
It's
a great comedy.
Yeah,
it's so funny. Will Smith is so good in it. Yeah, and
question.
Yeah, Rob got that one. Yeah, Rob got that one. Wow.
Can Chris Rock play Prowler?
You got jokes. You
do got jokes. Anyway, everybody out there, man, let us know what you think about the whole situation. Do you think that there's chances that it could ruin his chances? I mean, I don't think it. I think it's all things. I don't know. It's up for debate. I think it actually could. But it just has to definitely be investigated. So we'll basically see how it goes down the road. We just had to kind of rock with it and, just see how it
I ain't saying he should have hit him, but I understand.
Right?
No doubt.
That's terrible. I shouldn't say that.
I feel bad for security at comedy shows around the world, as everyone is now going to feel
thing.
Like, oh, he got to hit a comic and just go sit down in the seat. It ain't going to work out so well for everybody else.
No.
Yeah,
you got to have a few $100 million in an account to get away with it.
I would hope that doesn't become, because a lot of comedians and people, John Campea had friends, I had people that I've known in the comedy world, they've said, I'm scared to perform now.
Yeah, because it's like now it's perfectly, you're almost making it perfectly legal for somebody to go up on stage and smack the shit out of somebody for saying something. You know what I mean? So, and this is my thing. You got to also think about this, and people have to really understand this, and I'm going to move on from it. If we're willing to accept the simple fact that, this is man, woman, or whatever, if we're willing to accept the fact that our spouse has gone up and performed and we're supporting that and we accept that, then you also have to accept the repercussions, because look at it this way. What if Will Smith would have basically went up there and did that to Chris Rock? What if at that time, Chris Rock was legally licensed to carry, and just
Oh,
decided to
dude.
defend
on
himself
stage. Oh yeah.
and blew his
Andy-
head off in front of everybody. Then
Yeah.
Andy Brown.
basically, a life would have been gone, lost, and she would have basically accepted that responsibility, and the kids would have been the ones that suffer. And everybody, see, but this is what I'm saying. I'm looking at it from both sides. Cooler heads
That's
have
where
to prevail under the circumstances.
protect black women. It's also protect black men, because
Exactly.
you
Protect
have to
each
realize,
other, bro.
You have to realize
True.
you have to not put your men in situations that could be addressed safely.
There's a lot of men that defended their wives like that, and they're in the grave.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, especially their girlfriends, their baby mothers, their wives, their sisters, they're in the grave. Me personally, I know I was in the Army for 23 years. I've been overseas a few times fighting wars. I've got soldiers and Marines all in my family. I know what kind of temper I got. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I don't know how Will was feeling. He's at the end of his rope. Maybe he just snapped, couldn't take it no more, and smacked the boy. Me personally, I would rather went backstage to whoop your ass. To be honest,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to have it on camera. Let's you know what, Chris? Let's go back here and talk about this real quick. And I would have probably sucker punched him right there in the
I'm
hallway.
thinking about this. Like, seriously, in my mind, and this is how I got to think of like how I possibly would have looked at it. I would have kind of frozen time as if I was in the Matrix for a second.
Right.
I'd have froze as if
Like,
I
yo,
was
did he
Barry
really
Allen.
say
If
that
I was
to my
Barry
wife?
Allen in the Speed Force, I'd have froze just for a second
Right.
and just looked at the simple fact that I'm about to win an Academy Award.
Right.
That
Right.
means other roles, bigger bank,
Right.
probably
Here's what's
signing
cool.
a $80
Bro,
million
but here's what's
deal
cool.
to play a
That's what
role.
Chris did.
And basically, I'm thinking about all
Right.
this, and I'm like, all right, let me sit down just for a second. Chris, seeing
That's what
You
he
can
did.
see him about to ball his fist
Will
up
Smith
too,
come
bro.
towards him, he was
Mhm.
like, okay,
And he
this
stopped.
might not go right, but he stopped and was like,
He
and
stopped.
this is what Rob, you said exactly everything I was thinking today, and me and Toya talked about last night. You said it. He's thinking Netflix, HBO,
Right.
Showtime.
Right.
Yep.
I got a deal. My agent's on the phone right now.
Oh,
Straight
he's
up.
already,
Bruh. When he
he
balled
already
his
had a tour
fist
schedule
up,
3 months from now.
but you could
He
see
already had a
him
tour
with
schedule 3 months from now. Guess how
Right.
much material he's going to come out with this with.
when
But
Will
like you
went at
said, that
him, bro.
moment to pause and reflect,
Yeah.
that comes from self-control, right?
Yeah.
So he knew what happens if we rumble. Look how much that's some
Well, I am
Final
from
Destination
Brooklyn.
shit. He
You know
looked
what I'm
at
saying?
all the shit that would happen if he hit him back, or if he dodged up, or if he like got into it with him. He said,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna just eat this. I'm gonna take the
Yeah.
high ground, and this will blow over." Meanwhile,
Because he
if we
did
fight,
ball his
it's a
fist
whole
up.
other thing.
He balled his fist up, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But he thought about it. You can see he
Thought about
thought about it like, damn,
Yep.
I gotta take
move
this L in
forward
front
from
of
it.
everybody.
And let it
Yeah.
go. So it is what it is. Anyway, we're gonna move on from it. Everybody else, again, just think about that. Hopefully, cooler heads prevail, and hopefully, I don't know if Jaden's up for the role, he'll get it. We'll actually see. So we're gonna jump into the meat of everything, and you know what, everybody, I know what everybody's here for because that's what
It's
I'm actually
Moonlight.
here for. And it's Moonlight. It's not even pre-gaming. You know, this is pre-gaming. Mr. Moonlight, Oscar Isaac himself. Now, I'm gonna ask everybody, because I thought about this and just watching little snippets. And I know, Vinny, you don't watch the snippets, you don't watch the trailers, so you're not going to understand what I'm saying. And I'm going to actually keep this as spoiler free, and we're not even going to talk about it, Vinny. We're not going to talk about the trailer. What I'm going to actually talk about right now is the brilliance, the sheer brilliance of Mr. Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
I don't have to see the show right now to know that this man is going to kill it. And then on top of that, bro, how invested he is as an actor in this role. Like he is enthused about it.
Dude.
He's excited about it. I watched an interview where he said, I went back literally when I knew that I was getting this role.
And
He
read
said,
the comics.
he's always been a comic kid. He's always been a geek. He said, I went back, started reading, started doing a research, got into character, did everything I could to find the history. He said, but not only that, bro, he delved deep. He actually went, like he traveled to the Middle East, bro, just to kind of pick up mannerisms, to understand the religion, also just everything about the character. He invested so much in this character, and he was like to the point where I wake up. He said he walked around literally, bro. He walked around. He wore the suit on set and never took it off once. He wore it on set. He said he became this person the entire time that he was there. That's how invested in this character. And he's so enthused about it. I couldn't have thought of a better person to play this role. Vinny, here's the thing.
He deserves it, bro.
Vinny, and again, everybody who knows, if you look at Oscar Isaac's, you look at his catalog and his body of work, every role that he portrays, and he puts his heart into every role that he portrays, he becomes that person. And when they actually announced that he was playing Moon Knight, I was like, yep, you got it. Vinny, what do you think? Yep. Now, mind you, as much as people basically hated his portrayal as Apocalypse, I mean, you know what I mean, as
Apocalypse.
As Apocalypse.
He was great, though.
He was great. Even though people hated the movie
was awful.
That he portrayed the role, even though he was too short, and they didn't.
Yeah.
But I thought his portrayal of the character was
so good,
and I liked it. Vinny, do you have faith that Oscar Isaac can pull off? Now, mind you, Vinny,
I know
this is not DC. So we're not putting the DC conversation here today.
Oh, you got jokes.
This is Marvel. So, Vinny, do you have confidence in the simple fact that Oscar Isaac can pull this shit off? Now, clear your head, Vinny. I need you, before you answer this role, clear your head. You're not in the room tonight.
Right.
You're not in the room tonight, so you got to set the room aside, Vinny.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna smack him.
We're talking about Vinny right now, bro. Do you think that he is capable and capable to own this role? Do you think we're going to see magic on screen?
I first heard Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, the first thing I did was fact check it, because as soon as I heard that, I was like, that would be dream casting, so it's probably bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
So the first thing I did was find other sources. And then as soon as I found another source that was like, okay, no, this is actually happening, this is what I did. I did like this. Like, we good. We good. This is the type of actor that I was hoping to get, because there's a small pool of actors I feel like are your quintessential, your method actors that are on a high level of, being able to present a great performance, who can also represent themselves as a believable threat physically. That's a very tough task in today's world of this huge pool of superhero films, where the studios obviously want somebody in shape but also a good actor. You can't just have 20 different movies with just bodybuilders or wrestlers. You want people who can act their ass off too. And I feel like, while Oscar may not be like hugely imposing, I feel like he is athletic and he's young enough, and he comes across as a physically viable threat. Like he looks like he's not somebody you'd want to mess with, despite his size, big or small, whatever. He's believable, and he has this it factor. Regardless of whatever role he's in, you just gravitate to being interested in whatever it is that he's doing. And I feel like he's one of those actors where his career could have been more of a Steve Buscemi, like everyman role, where he didn't get recognized for years, and for whatever reason he just struck a nerve, while the iron was hot somewhere along the line, and he's running with it. He has an amazing agent, because he's a part of so many different franchises and he's so many different places. He's just incredible. I've loved practically everything I've seen Oscar do, and I don't even blame him for the X-Men, the Apocalypse joint. Knowing what could you have done with that, what you were given there? I mean, that's not his fault. So I was really excited, because when I think of Oscar Isaac, I think of someone who's a great actor, and we're about to go into a world in which he's going to have to portray, as Moon Knight fans know, a whole bunch of different characters. So you have somebody who's like a method actor, and that's exactly what the hell you need for this role. So I can't wait to see him be all the different things that you need your Mark Spector to be in order to pull off a great Moon Knight TV show. And that comes with so much more than great action sequences. You need an amazing actor to carry the weight of those breakdown, holy shit, this dude is fucking crazy scenes that are going to come from this show. So I am all in. I have been crossing my fingers for months since this joint was announced that it's as good as it should be, because on paper it's phenomenal.
So far, I think that the critics share your sentiments from what we actually hear so far. Rob,
saying it was good.
Exactly. Rob, your thoughts on Mr. Isaac?
My love for Oscar Isaac is boundless. I mean, there's two performances. There's a movie called A Most Violent Year. That's literally about the garbage strike in early 80s New York. And it's fantastic. And he's just phenomenal. And I think he's Jessica Chastain plays like his wife.
Yeah.
And I love that movie. I love he's in a Coen Brothers movie called Inside Llewyn Davis, where he's basically playing a folk rock singer in the early 60s in New York. He's great. I mean, he was great in Ex Machina, Alex Garland's Ex Machina. Where he plays like a tech guru, crazy sociopath, who's creating robots for his pleasure and trying to create AI. I mean, he's fantastic. And I think he's a chameleon. And, I love that he's playing this character. And I would imagine that for that alone, it's going to come off as being fantastic. He's probably having the time of his life doing this.
Yeah.
And, as unsatisfying. I mean, here's a guy that I still don't understand why there's no Poe Dameron Hot Toys figure.
Exactly.
I mean, I have no idea.
Exactly.
Really? I mean, it's here he gets to be in a Star Wars movie, but he doesn't get an action figure from
no figure. It's crazy.
So weird. But hey, Hot Toys, whatever, man. He was the first person you see in the prequel or sequel trilogy. You meet him in the opening of the movie. When Lars von Tekka, when he goes and sees Max von Sydow.
Yep.
And they never made him a figure.
Never. But they teased it.
Yep.
But we never got it.
We never got it. And I'm a huge fan of his. So I think he's going to give us. Already you can see when he's talking to himself in the reflection that it's awesome. His performance is awesome.
Hell yeah.
So, I guess when Stephen Grant is talking to Mark Spector, I can't wait. Bring it on.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Real quick though, before I move on to you, Mr. Jedi Pimp, new member, we got Hugo Boss, 5150. Hugo Boss, thank you for coming and becoming a member, bro. Very welcome here, man. Enthusiastic, love it, man. Appreciate that. We also got new member, Kinky Sphincter, coming through, became a new member, my guy, who's been riding with me from day one, man. Kinky baby. He said, keep it kinky, baby. Keep it kinky. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for coming through, man. I do appreciate that.
Gotta hear it. Let's hear it.
You gotta hear it, man. Keep it kinky. You gotta keep it kinky. Straight up. Jedi, man, what do you think about Oscar's portrayal in this role? Do you think he's going to actually bring something magical to it, bro?
Well, for this role that he's about to be, Mark Spector and all his other personalities, you have to be somewhat of a decent method actor. This guy is one of the best. I mean, in every movie that he's in, he's always a different type of character. I think he would have survived in the days of William Shakespeare as far as Othello and Hamlet. This guy is a real deal actor. And I also like his vibe because he's a collector. This dude has mad Hot Toys, and it sucks that he doesn't have his own figure. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. But him as Moon Knight, I think, is the perfect casting. Like Vinny, I didn't believe it at first. I was trying to go online to find out is this true? Is this true that I saw the first preview? I was like, oh my God, like this dude is going to kill it. I can't wait to see him tackle the multiple personalities. That's what I'm waiting for. Like, oh my God, to see him be like this tough ass guy, and all of a sudden he's this little soft guy working in a museum, and then he's back to the billionaire playboy, and then he's back to the adventurer. That's going to be dope. I think this needed to be a series because you couldn't do it all in a movie, bro. I don't think you could do it all in 2.5 hours or 3 hours, bro. I don't think you could.
A lot of character development, and to pull it off in 2.5 hours, man.
Character development, background story, going from the past to the future. I don't think you could do it all. You know what I'm saying? In a 3 hour or 2 hour sitting. So I'm glad that we're getting the series of it. Oscar Isaac is an excellent actor. He can't help if X-Men Apocalypse was a bad movie, because his portrayal of Apocalypse himself, I thought was dope. And I'm an X-Men head too. And now to see him as Moonlight, I'm excited, bro. 12 o'clock, they're gonna show it early this time tomorrow.
It'll probably be 3 a.m.
Well, it's 12 o'clock.
Usually it's
on the
3
West
a.m.
Coast.
West Coast is at 12. Oh yeah,
yeah,
over here
man. I'm on the West Coast.
3. Yeah, East Coast is at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I can't wait for this moment,
dude.
One of my favorite portrayals of Oscar Isaac, one of my favorite films. You have to see it to really realize why I love it so much. And it's because he shows range, but he also shows that he has many talents. There's a film that you got to see, so good, called Inside Llewyn Davis.
So good.
Bro, I love that movie. I love that movie because now mind you, he is a talented musician. People don't know that, but he is. He was in the film. So was Justin Timberlake. There was a couple of people that were actually in that film, and his portrayal in that film was phenomenal, bro.
Oh, there's a great song they did called "Please, Mr. Kennedy."
Yep.
It's so good. Here, I'll drop the link in the in the chat. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Like literally,
him and Adam Driver. I mean, you have Adam Driver. You have Kylo Ren and Poe Dameron singing.
Poe Dameron singing in this movie. Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, dude, here.
Oscar's got to get Adam in the MCU.
You just say?
Oscar's got to pull Adam in.
Who would he be? I can see him in maybe a Sabretooth.
How about Mr. Sinister?
Oh, wow. With the blues. Oh, man. That would be dope. With the red diamond. Oh, my God.
That's possible. That's possible.
I can see
that
it.
is
so what? Driver's what?
Possible.
6'4", 6'3", 6'4"?
He's huge. Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, he could do it.
He's tall.
He could do
He's real tall. So
Marine
I mean,
too,
I can definitely see it. What do you think? So here's another question I want to ask. And Rob, you're familiar with this. Do you think now years ago there was a bit of controversy?
No.
There was a bit of controversy. Yes, we know it was a bit of controversy.
Is this about the Queen Studios Joker?
I already know
what are we on?
Hey, you already know. But there was a bit of controversy with Ethan Hawke. Where it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but he did make a statement about comic book films. Not a distaste, but it wasn't something that was basically up his alley. And we know that here in Hollywood, there are a lot of actors and directors that kind of frown on the IP because they feel as though, number one, they're big blockbuster hits that kind of take away from,
the real octane.
When it that, and also original films and like original content films that were developed by studios and directed by really prestigious directors and stuff like that, and they felt as though that big blockbuster films and Marvel film and comic book films were kind of derailing from Hollywood the way we know it. So there was no evolution. They felt as though it was kind of keeping Hollywood sort of like complacent into like one genre, whatever. So Vinny is sort of like, hip hop as we know it versus mumble rap right now. You know what I mean? This is the way it is. So
Mumble rap.
yeah,
God.
right.
Trash.
So yeah. We see basically now that he's now in an MCU property and he's basically playing a character. So Rob,
The Sun King, maybe.
the Sun King possibly.
The Sun King, yeah.
So do you think all things forgiven right now?
Hey, you know what forgives everything?
Money.
Cash money, cash
Money. Money.
Guys are on
Before
the
you put that
strap.
hand
She
up.
tends to act funny. She's got Gazelle and a bebop too. A fly girl. I want to be
What?
with you. You're not the prettiest thing, girl, but that's okay.
see
Your
you,
painted
Rob.
on jeans make you fresh anyway. I'm not prejudiced, but you know, right? I don't like the girl who eats the puppet chow. I don't like the girl with with dirt in her toes and feet that smell like anything goes. Dirty nails are what I hate most, but the gold fingernails are high post.
Let me
Fly
find
girl.
I gotta come to
Fly
Cali,
girl.
bro. Hang out with this
Fly
dude.
girl.
Yo, I'm telling you, you got
What?
you, bro. Rob is a head, bro. You don't understand that. He's a head, bro. You
I see you,
Little
boy.
boogie boys. That's going back. That's
I
going
see
back
you,
right
boy.
there.
I see you. I see you.
yeah. But
That is not mumble rap.
No,
No, it's
it's
not.
not.
It's
That's real
not.
hip hop.
it's real hip hop, straight up.
Mhm.
It's legendary, bro. But again, we're talking.
I don't even
about-
know why I started singing that. A Fly
Because
Girl
it-
by the Boogie Boys. I
it
don't
He
even
makes-
couldn't even hold it in. It's all right.
It
just
make-
came right out.
It
makes
happens sometime,
People are
man.
like, "What? How old are you?"
Yeah, it happens sometime.
it
Watch me
makes
bust
sense,
out some Too Short next.
though.
Okay.
Right? It makes perfectly good sense, though. But listen, like you're right. Money it speaks, and I guess he realized that if I can't beat him, I gotta join him.
You gotta join them.
You got to do it.
And then that's what it is. So I think with him, and here's the thing: Ethan Hawke isn't the worst case scenario when it comes to what has basically been said. There's a lot of people, who have said worse, much worse, and have never walked it back at all, and have been unapologetic about it. You know what I mean? Whereas Ethan, you can sort of like realize his case and say, you know what? All right, it is what it is. He said it, so again, we'll just basically let it go. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think he's realized that, and now he's going to come into a situation that is kind of lucrative for him and can help him to progress. You know what I mean? Look, he was I think he's been an Academy Award nominee before. You know what I mean? He's basically been he's a great actor, not taken away from him.
He's a great actor, bro, but he's done that
I
really big
protect
since Fan Day,
myself
bro.
from shit so much I don't even know it. He's in this.
Yeah, he's in it.
All right, cool. Ethan Hawke is dope, so that's more good news for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like the villain.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's a good actor, bro, but
Rob, that's how much I protect myself from trailers when there's a show coming out. I love
that. That's how I love that you protect yourself that way. That's amazing.
What was the the vampire movie? I love that one and that Training Day, of course.
Oh, he was in.
He has a mile long list of amazing.
What was the vampire movie? I love that movie.
Yeah,
the
day not Daywalkers.
Not Daywalkers.
It's oh god, what's it called?
Damn.
He was also in a time travel movie called Predestination.
That was dope. Yeah,
loved.
that was
Stir
dope.
of Echoes was great too.
Damn.
Yeah,
There's a vampire movie they ran out of humans or something.
And
yeah, it's not Day Trippers. It's one of the Spirit Brothers. The guys who directed Predestination directed it.
Yeah.
God, why am I?
What was that movie called?
Hang on. Now I have to.
Damn.
Was it Daybreakers?
Daybreakers. That's what.
Daybreakers. That movie was dope.
Yep. Gattaca was a classic too.
Gattaca
great. Classic. Yeah, it was a classic. Yeah.
And Sinister. He was in Sinister. I love that.
And the thing is, he's proven that he can basically play a villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Running Scared, Bloodsport. That was dope too.
But even that movie, I forget what it was called. Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah, that was real good. That was real good. I mean?
Like he has so much range, bro. And the thing is, when you think about it, it's like you think about originally when we knew Ethan Hawke, it was like Ethan Hawke, a villain. But then you basically see him progress his progression through Hollywood. It was like, yeah,
he could do it.
I can definitely see it, and it can definitely be done.
To your point, though, his stuff was more like making an observation. I remember his comments roughly, and I think it was more like agreeing with the observation. It is the dominant force in films right now, and it is tough for other films to get made, and that's a fair point. And it's a different point than F that whole genre and everyone involved in it because they're starving the rest of us. That's a very extreme way to look at it on the other side. But though, if I was in the movie business and I wanted to make sci-fi films and I came up in the 70s and 80s where I was the dominant genre and now I can't get my movies made, I'd probably be frustrated too.
Yeah.
But see, there's two movies that started all this though, man. You got 89 Batman and Blade. They blew up the whole. If it wasn't for
I think the
Blade,
Crow too is
the Crow.
sung.
The Crow.
Yeah.
Them movies, those movies put like the MCU and DCEU on the map, bro. There would be no.
Crow doesn't get enough respect. If you go back and watch Crow now, you see influence in half the damn genre.
Right. That's true. Yeah. And now look where comic book movies are now, bro. You can't turn your blinker eye without seeing another one come out every year. So it's like, these guys need their props too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the truth. And Tom Jr. Jackson, you're right. Moonlight, by the way, has been developed since the first Guardians film. That is how far back they wanted to do Moon Knight. Yep.
That's crazy.
Charlie Unicorn says no love for Tank Girl, but Tank Girl was an outlier. People didn't even know it was based on a comic.
Or Barbed Wire.
I was going to say Barbed Wire. You go back to Barbed Wire too.
Yeah.
Weren't they the same people that made Barbed Wire and Tank Girl, right? The same group?
I think it was New Line. It might have been. You might be right about that.
I think both New Line Cinema, right? For them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made The Crow as well.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah.
New Line Cinema was hot back in the day. You see that logo, you knew it was about to be something good.
Oh, I mean, they were from all the way back to like the first Evil Dead in the early 80s and the Nightmare on Elm Street. They made movies like The Hidden. That's really cool.
The Hidden was good.
Hell yeah.
And then New Line did the Blade movies. Then, of course, New Line, Bob Shea bet it all on Lord of the Rings in one big.
And Turtles movies too.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah.
And people doubted Lord of the Rings, man. Oh, that's not going to make. Okay. All right. You'll see.
Yeah, it changed everything. Yeah.
You will. And they did.
They did.
And took it to heights, bro. Like really, really took it to heights. So that's what I'm saying. Like, again, I mean, I think, just like any other film, like the superhero genre has had its struggles in the very beginning. And they try to find their footing. And it's like when people basically act like this is something that just burst on the scene and automatically took over. You obviously don't remember. You obviously don't remember
Shaquille O'Neal and Steel.
Shaquille O'Neal and Steel.
If you're older than 35, you don't know what it was like hoping that we would get a third major superhero. Like we knew we might get Superman and Batman movies, but other than that, we didn't know shit. We didn't know what we were gonna get.
Bro,
we couldn't. Spider-Man was stuck in legal hell with Sony and Marvel. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if we were going to get anything. So the kids now having
Dimension. You're right. Dimension did make The Crow. It wasn't New Line. It was Dimension.
Oh, Dimension.
Right. Yeah, it was Miramax.
Oh. Yeah. Who made that Punisher film, man? Dolph Lundgren. Like, come on, dude. Like, nobody.
You didn't want to see Punisher butt naked in the sewer?
Hey,
wait,
come on, man. You know what?
Not
listen,
Dolph.
you gotta basically recognize and respect any film, whether good or bad, that was made.
He was
with it was, even though it might have been bad, they made an attempt and at least they put it on screen and they tried.
They put it on.
That's what I'm saying. Like exactly, like they had their struggles. You know what I mean?
They took the strikes.
Huge.
Howard the Duck.
Listen,
Howard the freaking Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Wow.
I was watching Howard the Duck. Not real, and my parents had no idea that I should have been watching Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Wow. The original, and I'm the original.
The first Howard the Duck was the
original Doctor Strange film, bro. Like the original. Like, come on, man. Nope. But
the OG Captain America
that
movie
were basically made.
8 years old, looking at duck titties.
You remember that one, bro?
Yeah.
That Captain America movie was
Yeah.
OG Captain America
You know what?
movie, man.
You know what's super underrated though? The 70s Spider-Man. I wish that got more love. That was actually
The TV show or the
Nicholas
movie?
Hammond, the TV series.
The TV series.
The TV series,
Oh.
yeah.
But the TV series was lovely in my eyes, bro.
Yeah, I
like
love it.
straight up. I don't care what anybody say. The original
Predator
TV
was
series,
not a comic, by the way, Charlie. It was not. It was a movie first.
The movie first. You're right.
So there you go. You know what I mean? And then we got such films as Sylvester Stallone as Dredd.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't care what nobody say, bro.
He took his helmet off.
Sylvester's Judge Dredd was fire, dog. I don't care.
Nah,
that movie was
Dude,
great.
I got my 6-scale figure right over here.
What? I
did the
find a
urban version.
Dredd scale for nothing, dog.
Yeah.
Dude, which one do you want? You want Carl Urban? He's right over there. Or Sylvester Stallone.
What?
Here, wait. Hold on.
Yeah. You hold up. You didn't know that they made those figures, bro?
I never seen a Judge Dredd. I can't find it nowhere on eBay.
Yeah, bro. They've made a couple renditions of Judge Dredd. Yeah,
dude,
in 6-scale form.
I loved that movie as a kid, yo.
Yeah. See, somebody even said, Reeves Superman in the very beginning.
Superman.
Yeah,
That's the game changer for real.
That was a game changer, hugely a game changer, and that's like I said. That's why Reeves will always be my Superman.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like
to see a dude holding the helicopter in one hand, flying and holding the chick in the other hand. That was
I got you. Wait, who's got you,
bruh?
Exactly.
As a little kid, seeing that,
yo, how cool was this? The tagline was "You will believe a man can fly." You ever heard the movie tagline?
Never that.
About their CGI.
Never that. Never that, bro. You will believe a man can fly, and they did it. I definitely believed it as a kid. Like, yo, this is it's Superman.
Hell yeah, you got to be.
I've been hooked
That's
ever
what I'm
since.
saying. And that's why I think, like I said, with this show, we years ago, bro, I would never have in a million years thought that we would have actually gotten a Moonlight live action television show, you know what I mean, on this magnitude. And again, a lot of us, you know, we frowned upon it when the idea of a Disney streaming show really originally would drop. You know what I mean? It's like
everything was gonna be soft.
Yeah, because you thought it was, you know, whatever. But Disney Plus has proven us wrong time and time again. And I think this Moon Knight is going to be a gem, bro. I definitely think it's going to be a gem, and I can't wait. There you go, bro.
Oh shit!
There you go.
Wow. There you go. How old is that?
It's not that old. They're re-releasing it too. Hang on, can I take this sticker off?
Oh my god, I have to get that. I need the bike too, bro.
It's actually a great figure. And they also make a oh, he's getting untucked. They make a Judge Anderson figure too.
Oh my god, yo.
Yeah, this has been out for some time though, bro.
Bro, I can't. I can never find it, man. That's like a grail for me.
Yeah,
I got to get that in his bike.
They're re-releasing this figure.
Hot Toys?
Yeah.
No, it's called like the Justice Judge or something.
Oh, okay. So
third party.
Oh yeah. But it's really good.
It looks heavy, bro.
It's heavy, and
it's a
got
beast.
the metal. There's what's really cool is there's magnets all over him. So
for his badge and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. They got the Stallone frown. I love it.
Hell yeah, bro.
I love it, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
Thanks for sharing that, bro. That's an awesome piece.
Yeah. It's out there, bro.
And I'm having to pack all of it up.
That's right. You moving or something?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm moving in like I got 3 months left in my house to be done.
Hey, I saw the pool though. I saw the swimming pool, so that just makes it all work. It makes it all better, bro. Like straight up, I saw the pool. That house looks big, bro. It really does.
It's pretty big.
It looks
pretty big.
That's
bro.
awesome,
like,
dude. They have room.
Yeah.
It's
I can't wait to move, man.
Yeah, but it sucks. Like all stuff, I just want to. I wish I could snap my fingers and it would just be done.
How long do you think it's going to take you to get everything there?
I don't have a choice. It's got to be in like the next week and a half.
Oh my god, you have a lot of figures too, man.
It just the book. If you look behind me, imagine like, okay, these are 3 Billy bookcases, right?
Yeah.
Billy. 1, 2, 3. They're from top to bottom. There's stuff in all of them, mostly books. So there's 3 behind me. What you can't see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 more. And that these aren't even my figures. Like these things are just random, kind of scattered. You know, I've been taking. Dude. I moved unboxed Hot Toys figures. Unboxed. 75.
What?
75 figures. Listen. 75 Hot Toys figures.
Unboxed.
I have to pack up soon.
That makes me nervous.
Our stuff should be done in like another 3 months. We got a 5-bedroom because right now we got a 4. So I'm gonna have a 5 in the garage. I cannot wait to turn the garage into my new man cave.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah,
I have 14 cabinets here. All of them are full. We got like 200 and I think I got 230 of figures. Then I don't know how many comic books are in. Everything is all packed in the hardboard plastic. I gotta get rid of. I gotta get all that stuff. I got G.I. Joe stuff packed up, Star Wars stuff packed up. I mean, old school stuff. So I got so much stuff to move, not even counting furniture. Just counting the figure stuff, bro.
I just want to. I wish I could snap my finger. I hate it. I just
and be set up already, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's just, and I've got so little, and I work, full time, and I drive 120 miles a day back and forth to work.
Right.
So, real quick, what I wanted to touch on real quick, of course, which is going to be interesting to see, on camera, and also his portrayal and what they do moving forward, considering the simple fact that this actor untimely, had a death. He played, there was an untimely death.
I did hear about that.
At one of the cast members of Moonlight pretty much passed away.
Oh man.
Yeah, untimely. I think he died in a ski accident or something like that.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, it was actually a ski accident, and he passed away. I think his name is, what is it? I'm trying to basically find his name here. His name is Gasper Uley.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away. And he was basically, he was supposed to be one of the characters in Moonlight. And,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, untimely.
Man.
And
he
apparently
was be Midnight Man.
Yeah, he was basically supposed to be Midnight Man. And a lot of people were even Oscar Isaac was talking about that, he put on such a phenomenal role as Midnight Man. So it's going to be interesting to see, like a bittersweet type of situation where, we get this guy coming in, portraying this role. We get him. He's portraying the role. But again, it's like, okay, is it going to be one more of those things where you get someone who puts on such a phenomenal performance but gone too soon, and you see the potential
so sad. He's a little
of
young,
where he can go
man.
to, bro. Like he basically passed away. And Rob, that was from a ski accident, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 37.
Skiing is fun, man, but it's dangerous as hell if you don't know what you're doing, bro.
You got to be good.
Damn, man, that's so
skiing
sad.
in the French Alps. Yep, Charlie the Unicorn. You're right.
That's why I stay my ass in the city.
Word, man.
Is he playing Midnight Man? Is that what that is?
Have to be on point.
Yeah.
Midnight Man. That's what he's supposed to basically portray. And I would be interested in seeing how he would portray that, bro. Because again,
I don't know how much filming was done when he passed. He might. I believe he still.
Well, they had wrapped.
Yeah. So he
finished
did it.
it.
I mean, it's not like he didn't get finished filming.
Yeah, he finished.
So what are you gonna do for season 2? That's the thing.
And the thing is,
they're gonna have season 2.
Said, the thing was they had talked about how he spoke about how he the entire time they were on him, and they were on pretty much all the actors about extracurricular activities while they had took out insurance policies, stuff like that, making sure everybody was cool. And then right after it wrapped and everything was done, he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna unwind, take a vacation, go skiing. And that's what happened. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And that's why, bro,
that's so sad, man.
And not saying that he didn't know how to ski, but I stay away from Period. My old ass is not hell yeah, bro.
I haven't done it in years, bro. I've lived in Germany. I haven't done it in a long
things
time.
that don't lend well to a black man: swimming and ski slopes. Don't work.
I can swim my ass off, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean,
bro.
me too. But skiing? Hell no.
The skiing thing, I've done it like once or twice, and
hell no,
bro. I've seen these cats go down these slopes, bro. I don't know how they do that shit without breaking their neck, man. That's why, like, you know what?
These videos, and it's just like, all right,
yeah.
But it's really it's a technique, dog. If you don't know what you're doing, stay on the kiddie slope. Like, don't try to go hard. You know,
the crazy and kind of like morbid and cold thing about it is, like if you're a movie studio, you have shit in contracts to a certain extent to like prevent your, employees from doing extracurricular activities like, jet skiing or whatever, motorcycle riding or whatever stuff that would possibly hurt you and your franchise. Is kind of weird and bizarre, but it's also, from their perspective, it makes sense because stuff like this happens when you do have crazy, extreme sports type of lifestyle outside of your business life. Wow.
That is, bro.
I mean, it's like something tragic like this, like the Heath Ledger thing with Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't die on the ski slope, but I mean, still, you have all these people that are walking around the sets that are going to be taking care of these actors. Just imagine if somebody would have kept an eye on Heath and what was going on privately, he'd probably still been alive.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's maybe, but maybe not. Some people.
But I think his was an accidental overdose. I mean, it was OxyContin, or
it was accidental. Yeah, he's trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's now fentanyl and all the other crap. I mean,
fentanyl,
fentanyl. Fentanyl is they're
fentanyl,
putting it in everything too,
dude.
It's just there's no
Hollywood.
Hollywood used to be able to get really good drugs,
right?
And nowadays,
fentanyl. That stuff will mess your body. You go into like in a coma almost, dude.
Yeah, that's why I don't like that. Or like accidental. I mean, just messing around with it at all. It's dangerous.
Period.
I don't like taking more than 3 aspirin. Aspirin shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people playing around with oxy and drinking and all that stuff, and it works until it don't.
What a sad thing, man. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Wow.
Yeah, it's really sad.
He's only a kid. How old was he? Like 20, 27, 28?
Who this dude? 37.
Yeah, he's like a kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's 37. Was he that old?
Yeah.
He was 37.
How old was he?
Old. 37.
37. Mm-hmm. Wow, he's still a kid, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing, and this is what I realized about Hollywood, Rob, and this is what I kind of realized as well. Like, us as fans and the viewer in the industry or for the industry, we have a tendency to look upon actors and actresses as being invincible sometimes. Like sometimes unconsciously, I'm just saying, some of us unconsciously we do. We forget that they're human and that these things do basically happen. Like, honestly, that's how I felt when Chadwick Boseman passed, because I was nah, he's in his prime. Like, this guy, this role, he's going to take this role above and beyond. And then I had to basically step down a bit when it happened. It's like, you know what? It can happen to anyone.
Dealing with a silent killer like cancer.
See, I'm opposite. I'm opposite. I've seen so much crazy stuff in my life, and I know you have too. That sometimes I'll look at films in a kind of like a really bizarrely detached way. Like, if we're getting the new trilogy, and I'm like, I hope Mark makes it to the end. That's a really messed up way to look at it.
Wow.
But it's one of those things that, imagine how much it would suck for him, because I know he wanted to do these more movies, and that's something that I'm sure he wanted to finish too. But I look at it like every day is not promised. Tomorrow we could be gone tomorrow. Nothing is promised. And these actors are just people just like us. I don't look at any celebrity as somebody who is somebody who don't bleed like we bleed, and all the crazy stuff that all of us, I'm sure, have gone through in our lives and had people we lost unexpectedly. Now I feel like that could, I always have just felt like, our numbers up.
Especially during this COVID, when COVID really was hitting, man,
and it's
people
like,
were dropping.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure there's Hollywood takes that perspective too. Whereas there's got to be contingency plans and things that they think of when they're working on a franchise. That what if something happens? As cold as it is, these are assets to them. It's a business. It is. That what happens if X happens? What is Y going to be, and then what is Z going to be? Especially if it's something that's as important as someone who is like a Robert Downey Jr. or a Chris Evans. Like, what if something happens? Then what would we do? Because to not do that and is irresponsible, considering there's hundreds or even thousands of other people whose job is relying on that one person being okay every day.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right.
And that's the
Paul
thing.
Walker, it's another one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's the thing.
He died in a car accident.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He died. Yeah. Yeah. Him with a friend. You know what I mean? So
with a friend at the height of his franchise too.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when you see it, and I always said, you know what, if I was become, a big public figure, actor, whatever, I would probably, unless I am, and again, it's not, you don't, look, at any given time, like we always say it, like, for me, I'll go home. Right after I'm done, I'll go home. I'm not going out partying. It can happen anywhere at any given time.
Yeah.
If it's your time at that point to go, it's your time to go. And you can't basically change that. But I just think that, my point was, when we look at these individuals, we kind of look beyond the humanity. Sometimes we do, and some of us have a tendency to do that. We look beyond the humanity of it because we get so entrenched and so enamored by the character or the portrayal of a character that we forget that, okay, tomorrow, like for instance, right now, it's shame. And how selfish is it of us? Like when I'm thinking about, Obi-Wan, and I think about Vader, and I think about James Earl Jones and his age, and I'm like, it's not, it becomes one of those situations was like, keep him alive. Don't keep him alive because he's human and because, he's, a part of humanity, but keep him alive because we want him to voice Vader. How selfish
it's true though. I said put him in the booth and have him read the dictionary so that that's got audio of all of his words.
Yeah. I mean, he should read all of his lines of dialogue, and they should pull all the books where he appears.
Yeah,
he should just read every line of dialogue that's ever
just
been
read everything.
Put him in the booth and have him read the dictionary.
Yeah,
and James Earl's what? He's 89, right? 90.
Yeah,
he's 89 years old.
He's awesome.
He is.
Yeah.
But he is. Have you ever watched on YouTube the Vader sessions?
Yes.
What?
Okay,
bro. You gotta watch it, bro.
The Vader sessions is it's scenes from Star Wars, but they took dialogue from other James Earl Jones performances and they put it in Vader's mouth.
Yep. Oh my God.
I'm gonna take you on a date. I'm gonna take you out.
They completely changed the dialogue.
Baseball, bro. Ray. It's from Field of Dreams, The Great White Hope. It's the greatest. It's one of my favorite videos ever.
I have to look for that one, man.
Yeah, it's just called the Vader Sessions, and it's hilarious. And
you gotta watch it, bro.
You got because it's one of the. It's back when YouTube was new. It's got to be 10 years old, more than that.
Yeah.
When YouTube was new and people there were so many creative things going on. And do you guys know the Oral Knots? AURALNAU. Oral Knots. They just put out the Book of Ice Cream. All I can say is okay. The greatest video ever is Freestyle Bane.
Okay.
Just look up Freestyle Bane. That's all you need to know about it. Freestyle Bane is my favorite Oral Knots video, but Jedi Party. But their new video is the Book of Ice Cream. And I'm just telling you, they're a little off the wall. But when you watch Freestyle Bane, You'll be amazed at this. Lael, you'll
You
love
found it?
Freestyle Bane because of the sound mixing.
Yeah, I'm about to save this right now.
Got it.
Freestyle Bane, Lael.
I just got it. I just pulled it up.
If you watch it, you should watch it right now just to watch your reaction.
I'm saving it.
Just play it because it's amazing.
I'm saving it. I just saved it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hold on, because I want
to see you respond. You don't have to watch like 30 seconds of it, and you'll totally get it.
The Vader sessions, yeah, this is crazy. Yeah.
But Freestyle Bane is the greatest thing ever.
Yo, Freestyle Bane. Hold on. Yup. Yo.
Okay, I gotta watch this thing, man.
If you guys haven't seen it,
all knots. Yeah. Hold up, let me see. I'm pulling it up now.
DJ, drop a beat. It's so good.
And the thing
I'm
is,
sorry, I had to save it, y'all. I'm sorry, my bad. All right, I'm ready.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. You got to, bro. It was the one man who defeated me in freestyle.
Yes.
The Vader sessions, dude.
Drop a beat.
It's so good.
Bro, you
dude.
It's the sound mixing in Freestyle Bane. It's the sound mixing that's so genius.
It does. It's the way they mixed his voice because it sounds and the acoustics in it is incredible.
Incredible. But you have to watch. So their Star Wars stuff is amazing too, and they just dropped. They've been doing stuff for years, but they just dropped the Book of Ice Cream.
Yeah.
The oral not just watch all their channels. Watch their the Hobbits sing or the dwarfs from the Hobbit singing Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
It's the greatest
thing. Oh my God. Bro, I'm saying, right? Yo, it's nuts, bro. It's nutty. But it like I want to, you know what? It's one of those things where I wonder if what's his name? The actor who portrayed Bane.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I wonder if he's seen it.
Oh, he has to have. It's because
bro, he has to have seen that, bro.
Because it's old. I mean, that thing it's old now, but when I first saw it, I was just like, especially when the music is playing in the stadium, the way they made the music sound in the stadium, it sounds like it's actually in the stadium. The guys who mix the oral knots, the sound design they do is masterful.
Guys are dope.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
that's what I was. Because if you hear, especially hearing it through your earphones, bro.
Yeah,
the sound quality is great.
It was me who defeated me in freestyle. Only you. Only me. Only
the Bane sessions.
The Bane sessions, bro. One last thing before we get out of here, I want to actually pull this up real quick. And this is, let's see here. Her name is May Calamway. And you know, I was impressed, and I'm happy that finally they get an Egyptian actress, an actual Egyptian actress in the film.
Yeah, I love that they gave Egyptians
and she can walk like one too.
Yeah, it definitely, and I'm happy that they got it, but it's to the point where I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's trying to figure out, because again, like her character, even though we see her in the trailer, it's still kind of shrouded a bit as to who she may be.
Yeah, she's supposed to be Marlene. I don't know.
Yeah, she is. That's what they're saying, is she could be Marlene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that she is, because Marlene in the books, yeah.
By the way, Charlie the Unicorn says 15 years ago, the Vader Sessions. Yes, it was one of the very first YouTube. It's 15 years ago.
15 years ago, brother. 15 years ago, brother. But again, I'm glad that they did pull on some representation, especially when you're talking about Moonlight. It's and
heavy in Egypt,
heavy in Egypt, and to have that interpretation. And I'm wondering if, like I said, here's the thing: if you're going to do it, I want to see a whole landscape. You know what I mean? I want to see the whole landscape. I want the visuals to be portrayed.
Valley of the Kings.
Exactly, bro. I want to see that. Yeah,
I got to go back there, man.
They have to. You know what I mean? So I do want to see it portrayed. I don't know. She sort of reminds me. She reminds me of what's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. Yeah. She
Yeah,
does
she
put it
looks
like
like
Mila
Mila
Kunis in this.
Oh
like,
yeah,
definitely looks like Mila Kunis.
It's really important. I mean, when they cast Jennifer Garner as Elektra, it was like, come on, man. I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
it was very, very disappointing. And Jennifer Garner is an amazing actress.
this is a great actress, bro.
But she shouldn't have been Elektra Nachios.
She's not a sand. No.
And even with the Netflix show, they got Elodie Young, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who's French, but at least you could tell she is from ethnic descent, as opposed to, she might necessarily be from Greece.
I loved her as Elektra, man.
But she looked like Elektra looks like how Frank Miller drew her. You know what I mean? And that is it's important. It's important.
Yeah. It's important to have it represented. Yeah.
So
definitely important.
That's a plus, and I like that. That's now not a big deal, as opposed to just okay, of course she's from Egypt, and it's not like edgy or creative casting. It's just
Layla
source material.
Fowley.
So I like that. That's now something that's taken more into consideration as opposed to star power.
Yeah, we'll see if that's really her name. I don't know.
That could be just, they might reveal it as something totally different. I don't know. Be interesting. Definitely be
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, like I said, that it's on, man. I'm really happy to see it. My predictions is definitely, I mean, especially from, because I even watched the red carpet. I love the red carpet because it was a little kid that was dressed up.
Oh, I put that was so good.
Yeah.
Yo, where do you get that costume from? That's some Hollywood ass. That's a Hollywood ass costume.
That is and the eyes lit up too, bro.
Yo, whoever the dad was some costume designer who stole a fucking suit.
As a cosplay cat, bro. The cosplay dudes are getting better, bro.
Yeah, but that was some
3D
Hollywood
printers
shit,
now.
yo. That looked like if they had like a sequence in the film where like that was crazy. That was above and beyond. That was wild.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
You know what? I felt bad for there's fans right along the edge, and walked right up to him, was about to sign autographs, and then the kid caught his eye, and he was like, "Hold on a second," and walked over.
Yo, the kid just stole the thunder, bro.
Stole him. Yo, Mr. Still Your Actor, like that was crazy.
Yeah, the kid just totally, I mean, literally just stole the thunder, bro. It was like,
yo, it was funny as shit. They were like,
"We've been here for hours."
Yeah.
Look at that, bro. Like literally.
Look at
he's got the whole seat and everything, bro. That's sick.
Like you said, the eyes lit up, everything. He was on point.
Like they really went above
cosplayed to death,
costume
bro.
and just cosplays to death. That's what
Spider-Man.
I'm saying, bro. Hell yeah.
Winter Soldier back there, President Loki.
Yep.
So before we close out, I'm gonna ask. Sorry, Vinny, I can't ask you this question because you haven't dipped down that road yet.
Oh, Captain Marvel.
You're still a virgin, Vinny.
No, if anything pulled me in other than Luke, it would be that might be it.
Okay. I'm gonna pull you in on this. So, Rob, I'm gonna ask you this question first, and we're gonna go down the line. And everybody out in the chat, participate. Do you think that we are gonna get a Hot Toys reveal of Moonlight by the end of this week?
Oh,
I think it's possible. I think it's possible because I think they've been working on it for a while. They announced the license a long time ago. That they had it along with Doctor Strange in the Mouth of Madness, in the Multiverse of Madness. So they've clearly been working on it. I would. Tremble Dust says 2 weeks after the show concludes.
Yeah, he said it before I even brought it up.
Yeah, I don't even collect. I don't even collect, and I know that this is a crazy question. Usually, didn't they announce the Eternals action figures like a month ago? Like in the movie.
Well, they announced one. Months? They announced Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
They announced
it was Gilgamesh.
Already, yeah.
Only Gilgamesh and what's her Angelina Jolie's character?
Athena. But that was months after the movie was over. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I doubt
a long time after the movie was over.
I doubt they'll make an announcement this week.
They might. I mean, you never know. Hot Toys, who knows what they're doing now?
Yeah.
I mean, unless because I think that Hot Toys like, we better announce these figures now because some third party, they're going to get in on the action.
They're going to jump on it.
Now the question is, who did they release first?
Mr. I think they're going to do the main
Moon Knight.
Yeah, the cowled Moon Knight, not Mr. Knight. Yeah. Even though I want both. I want all three. I want that 3-pack that's on the poster.
It'd be a dope 2-pack, 3-pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Kind of like
Hell
the nightmare sequence.
Now, unfortunately, I think that he will probably be the only one released from this IP, honestly.
What, the Moon Knight, the regular one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the main suit is probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think and somebody said CDCC 2022. Yeah. I mean, SDCC 2022 Hot Toys Summer. Hey, you might be right.
Hot Toys lost if they don't.
You might be right. You could definitely be right on that one. Because that is that's highly potential right there. Like it could be. But I think we might actually see it. I'm all in for it. I mean, because Hot Toys is going nuts this week, as a matter of fact. They just released that. Yeah, they just released Maul. Darth Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul just
got released this week. It got released last night. So they're sending me mine. I just got the invoice and stuff like that. So that's actually coming. So I don't know. And who did we get? Didn't we get a reveal at the end of last week? Which was it? I forget who was revealed.
Last week it was
last week.
Was it something last week? They got a reveal.
That's Batman, but still no Catwoman, like I told you.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Last week, I don't think we got.
Yeah, why would they make a strong Black Woman action figure after? Where's my Dora Milaje figures?
Where's your Okoye? Where's Okoye?
Where's my?
I mean, of all the figures I want them to make the most, I want Okoye.
But why? No one has asked for that.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
Lucky we got Shuri.
The Dora Milaje are like the stormtroopers of the Marvel Cinematic. You could never have enough. Give me 20 of them.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not 20.
Yeah.
But
well,
KX,
it's like
K2SO model.
But you know what? That was like 5 minutes.
KX Enforcer.
It.
Exactly. That's what it was.
The K2 Enforcer robots.
Yeah, the KX Enforcer. That's basically was a remaster. I mean, look, it made sense because right now there is a law, and that's the only body that they actually have, or not the only, but they have the mold, so it just made more sense, and it was easier for them to do that. You know what I mean? But honestly, we talked about this last night. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if Queen Studios releases a 1/6 scale.
Dude, I paid for that Joker early, dog. I cannot wait to get it.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to get it.
You know what?
Did you pay for it, Rob?
My Joker?
I bought it on time. I'm paying it off.
Listen,
but I did. But you know what? I did that because it's expensive, and by the time it comes out, I'll have paid it off.
Exactly.
It's like, who cares?
That's true.
Listen,
you know what's crazy though?
I had to get it, bro.
The first day it dropped. So when it dropped at midnight that Sunday, I remember we were actually on Justin's show. And actually, I was on it was on Justin's show, but then I got on Will's show, and they dropped it that night. And there was a big it was controversy over it because everybody was trying to decide who they were going to get it through, because everybody was waiting for Spec Fiction to release it. People were waiting for, just to see what outlets would do it on 1/6. I think it was 1/6.
The Lion Rock,
whatever.
Is one of them.
So yeah, there was a couple of them, and then Toys Wonderland released it. So I was real skeptical, but I was like, looking, I was gonna wait for Spec Fiction to do it because, like I said, it's a U.S. based, and we know that through them, it was more secure. That's what I felt that would do. But then I logged on to Toys Wonderland, Rob, and
they sold out, bro.
But the figure was supposed to be $9.95 or $9.98 or something like that. That's how much it ended up being. But guess how much they had it up for, bro, at first?
Oh, no.
$803.
They sold out.
No.
$803. It was $803. And people who basically came and got it at that price, first come, first serve, they got it. But what happened was Queen Studio then came back and, no. And they basically, they really penalized them for it. So now what's to happen is Yeah, they're honoring those prices, but they put the price back up to where it was supposed to be. But the ones that they didn't, they have to pay out of pocket for.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So if
dirt
we got
McGirt
it,
right there.
So
Wow.
I made, and here's the thing, I did it. Plus, I had $280 worth of points, or a $280 gift voucher because I got a refund on the figure, so they gave me a certificate for it, and yeah, so I put that on it, so I got it for less than what it would actually cost to get it.
Well, mine was 4 something. I didn't get the jail thing.
Yeah,
I got the bench and I got everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So mine
I don't even know. I just got the full-on deluxe 2-pack, whatever the hell it is.
Then you got the
Yeah, it's a 2-pack. You got a 2-pack. That was like that's my 4,000. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got the Rooted Deluxe. So
yeah, I didn't even. I'm like, click. I was gonna do it.
Dude.
I'm like,
Toys Wonderland, that deluxe one sold out, bro. That thing was sold out fast as hell.
Yeah.
So I was hunting.
What, Toys Wonderland?
Because they were giving out
the one that Rob just got.
Which one did you get?
The die-cast handcuffs.
Oh yeah. Because they were giving that gift away. So that one, I don't know if that one's still up. Everybody, keep me in the chat. Keep me honest, because I don't know. I think it's still up, like it's still available, but I don't think that version is available because that was the first one I dipped in. God, I was like, yeah, I got to get this.
That Joker is sick, bro.
Hell yeah. Anyway, everybody, it's been a great night. It's been a great discussion. Rob, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, man, to come in for Moonlight.
Pleasure meeting you, man.
Definitely Moonlight. Everybody, I know you're gonna be watching on Wednesday. I know I will. Rob, tell everybody what you got coming up on the Burnett work, brother.
Well, I was off for a while, but now I'm back. I'll be on tomorrow night with the Rob's Survey. Actually, tomorrow night's Moonlight night. It's gonna be interesting. So I'm on the John Campea show twice a day. Tomorrow we're doing a movie club with Man of Steel in the afternoon, and then we do the John Campea show tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then on my own channel on Burnett Work and Robservations.
Yes.
Going back to doing the Robservation shows, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
And as I'm moving, hopefully, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be all moved soon. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Can't wait. So, yes, if you haven't already, I think pretty much everybody here has already subscribed to Robert Myron Burnett on YouTube channel. But if you haven't, come on, man, do that. Just hit that button. All you got to do is go to his channel, hit that button, and subscribe. Come on, great content over there, straight up. My guy. And plus, I can't wait for us to get back to Midnight Musings.
We're doing Midnight Musings this week.
Hell yeah. Midnight Musings on Friday. We are back. I'm telling you, it's fun. We talk about everything from Vinny's room to everything that's happening in Hollywood. So definitely, man, so definitely, let's get it going, man. Everybody tune in for that. Vinny, what you got going on over there at Vincent Dunn Art, bro?
I have been gearing up all week, getting prints together. For those that don't know, I'll have a table at Fan Expo Philadelphia.
Yes.
So
that's what's up, man.
Finally back on the con circuit. I had a small art show here a couple months ago, local, but most of the art shows that I've done since I really started getting into this art stuff seriously have been local shows in our area within just a 20-30 mile radius.
That's
so
cool,
this will be the first big real con that I've been very excited to be a part of. So I'll have a table there. If anyone's in the Philadelphia area, Philadelphia at the convention center there, April 8th to the 10th. I'll be booth A111. Come stop by, say what's up, and pick up some prints.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
Yep.
Go, man.
And check out Vincent Dunn Art. There'll be everything that you see on that site, or will be available there. And I'll be hanging out and then looking forward to talking shop with everybody walking by. I mean, that's the funnest part of doing the con stuff. Just a little kid stopping by and telling his parents what characters he recognizes on the table. It's the coolest part.
So awesome, man. Congrats, bro.
Thank you, man. I'm excited, man. It's been a minute since I did any cons because they didn't have any in since the pandemic. So even the small cons that are local, I haven't got a chance to do since 19. So this will be the first one back, and it'll be a big show. So I've been getting prints together, redesigning how I'm setting up the table, doing new cards, I even got like a square reader so I could take credit cards at the table. The whole thing.
Get them
So,
all, bro.
Nice.
Your work is
Yeah,
incredible, man. So you should
Thank
be
you, man. I
getting
appreciate
paid.
it. Yeah,
That's
man,
what's up.
I'm excited for it. This is fun stuff. So this is my side thing, but it's my passion. So I'm
no doubt.
really, really
That's
excited for it.
fantastic.
Thank
No
you.
doubt.
Appreciate it.
Congrats, man.
Definitely. If you haven't already, subscribed to Vincent Dunn Art. Great art material. I'll be at the con. Can't wait. Definitely taking that trip down there to spend some time, hear the conversations. It's funny to hear. If you here's the thing, I have to warn y'all. If you attend the con, any con, and you know Vinny's there, there's two things you have to look out for. One thing you have to look out for, one you have to listen up for. One thing, if you're far away and you see Vinny do this, that means that there's a possibility that he's bagged another victim. If he basically walks up to a table and you hear him say, "I'm such a fan of your work," then you know he's bagged another victim. Those are two things. Vinny, this is true facts. It's a story. Am I lying?
He's giving away your stuff, man.
Am I lying? Am I lying? There you go. So here's the thing.
Now is this Red Table Talk with Friends?
You stupid as hell.
Straight up. Two things. I'm such a fan of your work, and they even made an emoji. They made an emoji named after Vinny. Straight up.
The Vinny emoji.
That's the Vinny emoji. So definitely. Oh, Jedi Kid, man, what you got going on over there?
Back to work this week. Back to work this week. I was off last week. Had spring break with the kids, so we did the Legoland thing and hit the beaches. Now back to work, and I'm waiting for my Ahsoka to come. It should be here Friday.
Are you in California?
No. I'm in Florida.
Oh, there's I didn't know there's a Legoland in Florida.
Yeah. Legoland, Disney World, we got all that stuff.
No, yeah.
And I'm waiting for my Ahsoka, and now I got to order Maul, and Maul just dropped today, right? So I got to order that.
Yep. Maul's on his way. I got my Ahsoka right over there.
I'm waiting for my God, I ordered it late. Heimdall,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man.
Okay. Definitely, man. Definitely. If you haven't already, man, Jedi Kid Master G on Instagram. You've probably seen some of his figure.
My God, bro,
there you go.
Killing me tonight, bro.
Oh yeah, right here.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
How is it? How is it,
bro? It's incredible.
Oh, this figure, the die cast weapons.
Yeah, heavy as hell.
Oh, it's great. I love this figure.
Now the thing is, the only
that
thing
one
about
looks
the
heavy
figure,
too, bro.
The only thing about the figure is the hands. They didn't make the proper hands to hold the weaponry, especially the sword,
right?
Because
yeah,
it's heavy. It's die cast heavy.
I have him kind of posed like this, where he's holding the sword down.
Yeah.
Oh, the sword's die cast.
Held straight down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the sword's die cast, and so are the weapons.
So are the weapons in the back.
Oh my God, I cannot wait for that thing to come, yo.
Bro, it's an incredible figure.
Oh wow, waiting so late to get it.
These weapons in the back are die cast, and they're incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
They are literally die cast, and they go on his back. It's no, it's not magnetized. It actually, you got a whole slit on the back.
Does it come with the Bifrost slit for the sword?
No, it's just the sword. It didn't come
just the sword. Oh, I have the Bifrost. I might get that made, man.
Yeah,
it's I mean, incredible. It's a great this sword. I love this sword. It's huge, and see the way. Because like I have him like he's
sick.
Like guarding or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's I love this figure.
Hot Toys missed out with that one, bro.
Yeah, you know why they missed out? Because they're racist.
Of course.
You heard it here first.
I mean, I'll flat out say it.
Yep.
Black action figure lives matter unless you're Hot Toys.
Yep.
Racist.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, I want my beautiful black bald princesses. I want the Dora Milaje lined up on my shelf.
Right.
Like I got Shuri right here sitting in the throne of Wakanda.
Yeah.
Dude,
how do you make Shuri and not make bro? The thing is,
the whole family over there, man.
Okoye has more screen time than Shuri.
Yeah.
And you don't make that figure, bro. She's in an animated series, and you don't make
poetic
that
outfit.
And she's in other films.
Dope.
She's Michonne too. You would think she has the star power to sell that.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't understand it.
They made a Michonne, or did they?
Yep.
They made a Michonne. Yeah, it was 3-0 that I think made Michonne.
Yeah, 3-0 made Michonne.
Yeah, they made Michonne.
But I just don't like the fact that you know,
I never saw it.
Why how many Civil War Falcons did they make? 5?
Actually,
you know,
it's 2.
Civil War Falcons, they made 2.
Yeah,
so it was a Civil War.
But I mean, they
Falcon.
actually only produced 2 figures because no one could get them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because this Falcon is the same one for Endgame from Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have the only Falcon because I want the red and white Falcon. I have the
oh, forget about it now.
I have the Civil War. I mean, the Winter Soldier Falcon, which I really like. It's really a great figure, but you know, it's what, 7 years old now, and I would I want the white and red Falcon, the Civil War Falcon, but I swear to God, they made like 10 of them. I mean, I'm joking, but they
they literally did.
You have.
I love
you were
that
lucky.
figure, bro.
That's a grail figure for me.
Yeah, they literally did. Made 10 of them, and that was actually it. And now,
and it's made very well, dude. It's 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, so is the Civil War figure. It's 32, which I really liked. I mean, the Winter Soldier figure.
Hell yeah, Trimble Dust. You can army build the Dora Milaje. Yes,
that's what I want.
Right.
I want, and they should just. And I would get random head sculpts to put them on.
Dude,
there.
a squad of 6 of them would be so sick.
Come on, man. You gave us Io. You gave Okoye. You gave. Come on, man. Like. Give us. I mean, come on, man. Like, what's going on? And they would just imagine how eloquently they're made.
Right.
You know, they're beautiful. I mean, you can make so much more.
All we got.
And here's the thing, like, now, Rob, without giving anything away, don't give us anything. Don't give anything away, because you know some things about Black Panther that we don't know.
Oh, he putting his head down. Oh God.
He knows some things about Black Panther.
Things about Wakanda Forever too.
Yeah, he knows some things about Wakanda Forever that we don't know. Hey,
all I can tell you is I'm really happy I have Shuri.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. And we're gonna leave it like that. Jedi Kid, don't do that. We'll just leave it like that.
I'm not gonna say that, but you already know how I feel about Black Panther. This Wakanda Forever thing. Like,
no doubt.
I know, but we'll wait and see. Anyway,
me and Vinny, we on the same page, bro. Like,
yeah, we'll see.
Shouldn't even be controversial.
Nah,
bang.
And you know what?
Exactly.
Again, we'll see. If you haven't already subscribed to the 16 Scale Man YouTube channel on Twitter and Instagram, as well as YouTube, is always great content over here. We will have Say What this Wednesday. We talk everything figures. Also Friday we will have Figure Flex Friday. Sunday we will have comic book talk with friends. We will have Collectors Lounge International, followed by Take Your Position. So definitely, if you're out there, become a member to the channel. Membership is up right now. Different tiers, become a member. We are all welcome, and it's great incentives. So read about that as well. Again, from us to you guys out there, he's gonna continue to put that Justice League up. Did you even watch? Did you watch it after last night?
Dude, I watched it again, bro.
I've
watched the movie like at least 100 times already, dog. I love it. I don't care.
I don't
care.
I love it too. The only thing that I would cut out of it is I would trim the girls singing before Aquaman.
Yeah,
jumps back into the water.
Scene, the whole
singing goes on too long.
Oh,
that scene is so bizarre.
Creepy when she smelled that sweatshirt, bro. I mean, when she smelled the sweater, bro. She was like,
I was like,
then she started belting,
bro. Or a stalker? What is going on here?
And it was so early in the film. At first, I was like, wait, is this why this thing is 4 hours? Is how long is she gonna go?
Yeah.
No.
That's the only thing that I would change.
Yeah.
But I love the rest of it.
I
love that movie.
Everything else was basically cool, man. Anyway, you guys out there, thank you for basically coming on board and being with us here tonight. Again, thank you for everybody. We'll go around and announce, but I'm too tired, man. I'll do it in the beginning. I'll catch y'all next week. Next week, we'll probably have a special show. I was thinking about actually doing a show on fan casting. To see if we can actually fan cast them up in coming movies and see what we actually come up with casting different characters and see who we want to actually see play these and portray these roles. We've done it once before. I don't want to see no Coolio. We can
shout out Brendan.
Justice for Coolio. But yes,
hey, I have that on Blu-ray, the director's cut of Daredevil,
right?
Yo, you and Brendan I have to watch that scene, man.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the director's cut of Daredevil?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No,
If you take out the seesaw scene in Daredevil, it's not a bad film.
You said the seesaw.
I like Daredevil.
The seesaw scene. If you take out that damn seesaw,
that's it. That's the only corny part in the movie.
One of the worst scenes in history.
You didn't like the seesaw
on the seesaw.
Yo, he's blind. He's Matt Murdock fighting in broad daylight
in a playground
for her to tell her like you're supposed to have a secret identity. You're not supposed to be showing you're a superhero and you're fighting.
No one's paying attention.
No, only like
what's that blind guy and that woman doing on the swings? They're all it's New York. They're all walking away to pretend
it's all
right.
It's so crazy.
They're just playing with the blind guy on the seesaw. It's okay.
I wonder
if Daredevil.
I wonder if Ben goes back and cringes every time he watches that himself, bro. I don't know. I wonder if he looks at him like, damn, like not only got to watch the movie, I got to watch the film with my ex-wife.
And my ex-wife's in it. Oh my god!
Think about it though. It's kind of funny that Daredevil, he's blonde and he doesn't even play it off and put holes in the mask. Make it clear that you're a blind superhero, and then you're out fighting chicks in the parks for their phone numbers.
Don't forget they actually made an Elektra movie after that too.
I know.
They doubled down. They were like, you know what? We love the seesaw scene so much. Let's give her her own film.
Hell yeah.
Because that seemed like a good idea at the time.
It did. I know.
Oh man.
Anyway, guys, everybody out there, thank you for being on board. We love you guys. Until next week again, stay classy. Get your geek on straight up. If you're a comic book collector, this is where you need to be every day all week. And we will see you guys again next week. As always, peace out.